I don't expect that here or on the road.
Well, one thing Rick said about going down to Texas, and I agree, after watching 9 games, 3 at your place, 3 in Laredo, and 3 in El Paso, especially your place in El Paso, bigger parks, very expansive. You have to have rabbits in the outfield, don't you? You have to have guys that are athletic, that can track it down, because there's so much space. It's like running a marathon out there or playing baseball on a golf course.
Yeah, the biggest thing about the 2 parks is a lot of bloopers fall in. I think you noticed that with you guys. Everybody has to play so deep, but you got to have speed, and you got to pitch, and you can't walk people. And I think against you guys, what we averaged about 7 walks a game. It was way too high, so it's definitely a factor down there.
Well, you must be feeling better about your club now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not playing good. I don't know really what to expect, because Amarillo's Amarillo, but hopefully we'll come out and be competitive, and we'll see what happens.
Chuck Lofgren tonight, getting his second start against the Goldeyes, left-handed veteran, 26 years old, from the San Francisco Giants system. Just a thought on him, and then I have a B kind of follow-up question.
Chuck, he's been pretty steady, pretty consistent. He's kept us in the game. That's all I ask from our starters, is keep us in the game, especially in Amarillo. But here, I don't know, I hope some pitchers get their confidence back pitching in the other parks. But Chuck's a great competitor, a great guy on our team, and a big leader, and he's fun to be around.
When you signed him, was part of the deal that he got to DH occasionally? And have you ever had that in your independent career?
No, I never have. And that's, Chuck went to spring training this year as a hitter, and his agent's a good friend of mine, and he called me about in April and said, Chuck would want to come down, but he wants a chance to hit some. And, it's well worth the risk. He's such a good team guy, and he needs to pick it up a little bit between me and you. But, and I've never done it, but with him, he's just such a great guy, and we'll see what happens. I hope he decides to kind of pitch, because I think he's got a chance to pitch in the big leagues. It's pretty hard to get there as a hitter.
Nice to know that from your standpoint with your team that you do have a guy that you can pinch hit, not off your bench, but out of your bullpen, because in this day and age of independent baseball, 22-man rosters, you're always looking for those interchangeable parts, aren't you?
Yeah, especially when we lost Hankard to the White Sox. Chuck being in there has actually been a blessing for us. If not, we wouldn't have nobody on the bench. So it's been fun. He's been struggling a little bit, so I'm glad he's just concentrating on pitching tonight.
Okay. Well, welcome to Winnipeg. Thanks very much for your time. How about a big league tip of the cap tonight when you get introduced for a former big leaguer? And also, like I said, there'll be almost a sellout here tonight, and fans have eagerly waited for this night to come for many, many months in September when the Goldeyes got bounced out of the playoffs last year.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and you guys have a first-class organization, and it's fun to be here. Thank you.
John Harris, the field manager of the Amarillo Sox, joining us here in the Winnipeg Insurance pregame show right at the ballpark. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, our final segment of the pregame show, we'll check on the rubber for Cal Tire and the pitchers, the starters, the probables for tonight, opening night in downtown on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Most of us lead busy lives. That's why hiring a trained real estate professional, a realtor, is the way to go when buying or selling a home. A realtor knows the local market and the process involved to help you achieve a successful outcome in the most important financial transaction of your life. Pick up a free copy of the Winnipeg Real Estate News and see their mobile-friendly website to access the public's #1 portal to all the current MLS listings.
The Winnipeg Real Estate News.com.
Cal Tire, the tire and wheel experts, has the best selection of tires and wheels in the city, and all at prices that can't be beat. In fact, if you find a lower advertised price, bring it in, and Cal Tire will match it or even beat it. So this spring, pay attention to your vehicle by taking it to the experts at Cal Tire. It's time to talk to Cal at any of Cal Tire's 5 convenient Winnipeg locations.
You gotta roll with me.
It's Ken, and I'm just not going to do a regular commercial here. I'll tell you what Ken would do. Ken would read the whole ad on this here Kenwood two-way radio from Prairie Mobile. It's tough. Watch. See? Kenwood two-way radios will keep your business connected without the cell phone bill. Scramble features, and did I mention, it's tough. Two-way radios from Kenwood. It's what Ken would do, and you should too.
After the sale, it's the service that counts. Prairie Mobile, your Kenwood authorized dealer.
I've been drinking Coca-Cola since I was 13. My mom, she packed one with my lunch every day. Been drinking it ever since. Until yesterday, that is. I tried a Pepsi at the Ultimate Taste Challenge. Turns out I like Pepsi. Who knows what else I've been wrong about? Heck, I might like that gangster rap.
You'd be surprised who prefers the taste of Pepsi.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Go to Pepsi Canada on Facebook to find out where you can take the Ultimate Taste Challenge.
Now, let's get back to the Goldeyes pregame show with Paul Edmonds.
Final segment for Winnipeg Insurance, the pregame show right at the ballpark. Let's have a look at the pitching matchup here tonight. And we wait the arrival of the Hercules jet or plane that's going to go over. So I don't know if it's a jet. I think it's a prop job, aren't they? Yeah, but a big one at that. We'll feel it and hear it before we actually see it. On the Rubber, brought to you by Cal Tire, 5 convenient locations in the capital region. We're more than just tires. Cal Tire, true service. Chuck Lofgren will get the start. He's from California, a left-hander for Amarillo, 6'4", 220, makes his third start. No record, a 4.77 ERA. And countering right-hander Ace Walker, who makes his third start, fourth appearance. He had one out of the bullpen in in El Paso on Saturday night. Ace has no record, 6.23 ERA. Ace is from Sparks, Oklahoma. So a lefty and 26-year-old Chuck Lofgren pitched in AAA last year in the San Francisco Giants system against a right-hander and 29-year-old Andrew William Ace Walker, who has been with the Goldeyes. And there we go with the Hercules right on time here in downtown Winnipeg. Ace Walker, who's been with the Goldeyes since 2005. While the marching band and color guard make their way off the field, the Goldeyes are in white here tonight, all white, tops and pants, and Amarillo in a brown top and gray pant here tonight. Their uniforms are modeled after the San Diego Padres. And the two teams will exchange lineup cards, both the managers, John Harris for Amarillo, Rick Forney for the Goldeyes, with our three umpires here tonight. Shadows over home plate already. Everybody else will be in the sunlight to start. That's really where you want to be. It is chilly here tonight in downtown, but warmed by the feeling that baseball is back in Winnipeg and in Manitoba tonight. That's it for our pregame show for Winnipeg Insurance. We'll take our final timeout. When we come back, starting lineups and the first pitch for the home opener after these on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Knowledge is power.
Get the power you need to succeed at CDI College.
With relevant, focused career training for business, healthcare,
art and design, legal, technology, and more.
Learn more.
Earn more.
Get more out of life with a career you love, not just a job.
Find your passion at cdicollege.ca.
CDI College. We change lives through education.
CDI.
I love it, and we will succeed.
What if I told you that chiropractic care is highly effective in treating the injuries sustained in car accidents, and that the costs associated with your chiropractic care and recovery are fully covered through Manitoba Public Insurance? And what if I told you all you have to do is concentrate on getting well? Would you be interested? Manitoba chiropractors are passionate about improving the lives of all Manitobans, helping injured motorists gain relief from their pain and suffering.
Manitoba Chiropractors, making life better.
I'm Larry McIntosh. Did you know that every single Peak of the Market vegetable is grown in Manitoba? Well, they are. They are 100% Manitoba grown with absolutely no exceptions. Peak of the Market is 40 Manitoba family farms that are all located within 100 miles of Winnipeg. Peak of the Market, always local and proud to be 100% Manitoba owned and operated.
Peak of the Market.
Ever wonder how you can get your children to spend more time outside?
And get them away from computer games and TV?
Studies show that parents who are active often have healthy, active kids.
So be an active role model. Get up, get out, and play with your kids.
Walk the dog.
Play some catch.
Shovel the driveway.
For a game of ball hockey. He shoots! He scores!
Remember, active role models, active kids.
Find out more by visiting manitobainmotion.ca.
A message from the Manitoba government.
You've got the best seat in the house, your house, with live Goldeyes coverage you can take anywhere. Only on TSN 1290. Now, back to the voice of the Goldeyes, Paul Edmonds.
And the starting lineup's brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Fans, when you visit the Sky Suite level at Shaw Park, make sure to stop and relax in one of the 3 Lazy Boy comfort zones. Each Lazy Boy comfort zone is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, coffee tables, and their world-famous recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, live life comfortably. Well, Ace Walker gets the start for the Goldeyes here tonight. No record and an ERA over 6. And this will be his first start at home, 3rd start and 4th appearance of the year already. And the Goldeyes are 6-3 coming in. Amarillo 6-4. And the Sox of Amarillo have won 6 straight. Their lineup here tonight looks like this. Jason White will lead it off. He will play it short. Matthew Tucker will bat second. He is the 3rd baseman. He is 2nd in league batting with a .500 batting average. He's also a switch hitter. Batting 3rd is Jake Opitz. He will play at second base. The cleanup batter is the top hitter in the league. Tim Alberts plays out in right. He's hitting .514 coming into this game. Van Pope will bat 5th. He will DH tonight. Alberto Espinosa will catch. He'll hit 6th. And the bottom 3 for John Harris and the Amarillo Sox at 6-4. Adam Buschini will play out in left. He'll hit 7th. Garrett Rao will be at first base, and he will bat 8th. And Harrison Kane, not to be confused with Citizen Kane, will be in center field. He will bat 9th. That lineup again for the Amarillo Sox in their first visit to Winnipeg: White, Tucker, Opitz, Alberts, Pope, Espinosa, Buschini, Raw, and Kane. Glad to have you along tonight. Over 7,100, almost 7,200 tickets were sold for this one. I'm sure we'll have a few no-shows based on the weather conditions tonight. It is chilly, it is damp, and a lot of kids' baseball postponed around the capital region today because of the rain. This might be the only game going here tonight, or the only game to be played because of the conditions. The tarp was on the field for the last couple of days. Finally removed today about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was tough because there was a lot of water on the tarp, and they had to have every moving body, every able body in the office to move that tarp with all the water. And then it got trickier because the wind picked up, and once the water was off the tarp and the tarp was off the infield, it was flopping the tarp around, and it's not very light. They finally got it rolled up and put away here for this one tonight as the fireworks go off pre-game, and we'll have the post-game tonight as well. But the field is in immaculate condition. It is the best it's ever looked, and it is interesting to see what green grass looks like again. It's just tough to grow grass in Texas, and really the grass on the fields there was stressed, and again, they don't get a lot of rain. Water's very expensive, so they really rely on Mother Nature. We've had a lot of rain here, and it is lush and green and manicured perfectly by Don Ferguson, the head groundskeeper here at Shaw Park, and his staff as well. As Ace Walker and the Goldeyes will get loose in the field, and Ace will take his warm-up pitches before Jason White will step in to lead off the home side of the schedule here. And the Goldeyes playing game 1 of 50 here tonight, and they will do so coming in with a 6-3 record. Amarillo 6-4. Again, John Weber not in the lineup tonight. He's suspended, a league-imposed suspension for tonight and tomorrow after that brawl in El Paso on Saturday. Also, Surundle DeCaster, the Goldeyes first baseman, received a one-gamer. He'll miss tonight, be back in the lineup tomorrow. So an interesting lineup for the Goldeyes. As we told you about earlier in the pregame show, Amos Ramon vaulted to third in the order. Matt Cusick will bat cleanup in the absence of Weber and DeCaster. We'll talk more about the suspension as we go along tonight. I disagreed with it, and I thought the league missed the boat on the whole thing that happened on Saturday night. Anyway, we're ready to go. As Jason White is the batter, the shortstop will step in from the left-hand side. He looks out to Ace Walker. Michael Leary says play ball, and here comes the first pitch at home, and it's right down the chute for a strike, and we're underway tonight at 7:15. 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. Glad to have you along, and it's strike one to Jason White from Ace Walker. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Change-up is a little bit low, showing bunt pulling back was White, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonight's opening pitch brought to you by the Greenwood Inn and Suites. Make the Greenwood Inn and Suites your home base for all your accommodation, dining, and meeting needs in Winnipeg. Call toll-free today. The 1-1. Change-up swung on, ripped down the right field line and foul into that grass berm section, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Jason White, batting .281 on the year. 888-233-6730 is the toll-free number to call today or any day to the Greenwood Inn and Suites. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jason White, a homer and 7 driven in. Left-handed stick against the right-hander Ace Walker. Walker with the dark blue socks yanked up to the knee tonight, as always with the old-time baseball look. Lights are on here at Shaw Park. We'll have lots of daylight left. The 1-2 is a cold third strike on the inside corner. And Jason White took a changeup and will have a seat. Strikeout number 1 for Ace Walker here tonight as he strikes out the first batter that he sees. And that first strikeout by Walker brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro reminds you to be safe around electricity. Folks, 1 strike and you're out. Matthew Tucker, the batter now. And he's a switch hitter, batting second in the league, hitting .500 right on the button. And another left-handed stick against the right-hander. First pitch is a changeup that's on the outside edge for a strike. Our home plate umpire is Michael Leary. He calls the balls and strikes. Joe Pascucci is at first. He's the crew chief. And Chaz Stadola is at third base. It is an all-American crew, the 0-1. Swung on and missed on that breaking ball, and it's 0-2. The American Association will not employ local umpires from Manitoba this year, although they're looking at doing it again next year and did sort of specify they want to do some development in this area. The 0-2. Fastball's a little bit low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Mike O'Leary calling the balls and strikes. Joe Pascucci at first. Chaz Stadola is our third base umpire. We'll have these gentlemen for the next 3 games tomorrow night and Thursday afternoon. Pitch is swung on and missed, and a breaking ball, and down on strikes goes Tucker. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walker, and there's 2 away in the top of the first inning. Defensively for the Goldeyes in all white here tonight, Luis Alen, the other half of the battery. Josh Mazzola plays first base for the second straight game. Matt Cusick at second. Price Kendall at short. Amos Ramon is at third. Dan Barbaro gets his first start of the year. He's in left. Chris Roberson traditionally in center. Ridge Carpenter in right. First pitch is right down the chute for a strike to Jake Opitz. And he has started off at 0-1. Ace Walker's got ahead of all 3 hitters that he's faced so far with strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch is a changeup that's just on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2 quickly to Jake Opitz. 0-2. We'll see if Walker can put away the hitter, the second baseman for Amarillo. And now the pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen on a high fastball that Allen called for. He actually stood up out of the crouch, did Luis, and had the glove up around the shoulder area of Opitz. And talk about giving the hitter a different eye angle or level. 0-2, and now Allen is back into the crouch. And the pitch. Breaking ball just missed outside. Good pitch. Good curveball from Ace Walker, and it's 1-2. Opitz batting .378. Third straight left-handed batter. 1-2. Change-up. Cold third strike right over the heart of the plate. And Opitz will go down looking. And Ace Walker strikes out the side in order, baby, to start the top of the first in downtown. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Nothing across for Amarillo as they come to bat in the top of the first. The Goldeyes coming up in the bottom when we return on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Discover la francophonie in Manitoba.
L'Arbre-Cris, Île-des-Chênes, Sainte-Rose-du-Lac, Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes, Saint-Pierre-Joli, Saint-Boniface, and way much more.
In our friendly province, we are fortunate. French is everywhere and has lots to offer. Open your mind, add a French twist to your life, and enjoy the richness of another beautiful culture right here in Manitoba.
Venez voir. Vous serez surpris. Surpris. Venez voir.
Luxury, convenience, comfort. Have it all with Premier Executive Suites. For business travelers who are always on the move, Premier Executive Suites is your home away from home. You can relax in your comfortable living room, grab a midnight snack in your complete kitchen, and do that last-minute load of laundry with your handy in-suite washer and dryer. Book your extended stay in Winnipeg with Premier Executive Suites. Visit premiersuites.com to make your booking today. Take more of your life with you with Premier Executive Suites.
We're in the oil business, boys.
The all-new Dallas is coming to Bravo, starting Wednesday, June 13th.
I'm coming for you, cousin.
New blood.
It's not worth going war over.
Old feuds.
Think of me as an ally.
Same battleground.
I'm the one who belongs on South Fork.
If you think oil is dirty,
sure, you only mix business with pleasure.
You haven't met the Ewings.
Real power is something you take. Fun is just beginning.
The all-new Dallas, starting Wednesday, June 13th, only on Bravo.
Bottom of the first inning, we welcome you back. Price Kendall to lead it off, followed by Chris Roberson, then Amos Ramon batting third, where John Weber normally would be. Weber's suspended for the next 2 nights. Matt Cusick hits fourth, and that is where Sorrento DeCaster would be. DeCaster suspended after that brawl for 1 night tonight. Then Luis Alen, Dan Barbaro, Josh Mazzola, Ridge Carpenter, and David Narodowski batting ninth to DH tonight. Chuck Lofgren looking for his first win. He has no record like Ace Walker. Ace Walker strikes out the side in order to start the top of the first, and we'll see what Price Kendall can do to lead off the bottom of 1. Glad to have you along tonight. Right across the network tonight. And Kendall will step in from the right-hand side. Price was 0 for 3 on Saturday night, and the 0 for ended an 8-game hitting streak. And the first pitch is right down the middle for a strike. He had hit safely in all 8 to start, and then went 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch and drew a walk on Saturday night as well. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So 8 of 9 with hits for Price Kendall. And the Goldeyes suffering their first loss on Saturday night since the switch between Kendall and Roberson. The pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. That's where Rick Forney in Laredo flip-flopped Roberson and Kendall. Instead of Roberson batting leadoff, and then Kendall second, 1-2 is high, 2-2. It was Kendall batting leadoff, and Roberson then finding himself batting second. And they rattled off 3 straight wins until the loss, 14-7 in El Paso on Saturday. The 2-2 swung on, bounced left side on a breaking ball from Chuck Lofgren, who makes his second start against the Goldeyes and third of the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for Amarillo tonight, Alberto Espinoza, the other half of the battery. Guerrera is over at first base, 2-2. Swung on, and that's fouled back on top of the roof. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kendall. So Espinoza catching. Garrett Rao is at first base. Jake Opitz at second. Jason White at short. Matthew Tucker is at third. Then Adam Bashini, Harrison Kane, Tim Alberts left to right in the field. 2-2 to Kendall. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on, wrapped out towards short, rolled up there to White, throws to first, and just in time to get Kendall. Bang, bang, and thrown out by Joe Pascucci, 1 away. Let's have a look at the weather report tonight, or should we pass? Well, I got to do this anyway. Weather report brought to you by 360winnipeg.ca, Winnipeg's visual directory. To win tickets to upcoming Goldeyes games, go to 360winnipeg.ca and enter to win. Here's Chris Roberson, bats from the right side against the lefties, a switch hitter. First pitch. Ooh, inside, ball 1. Roberson rides a 5-game hitting streak into this one. Hitting .357. The pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. While it is sunny in downtown Winnipeg right now, it is only 11 degrees Celsius or 51 Fahrenheit. 1-1 is high with a changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. Humidity is 68%. And the wind is out of the north-northeast at 24. It's not much of a factor. 2-1. Swung on, popped up. Left side of the infield. Right there is White, shading his eyes, and the shortstop will give way to the second baseman, Jake Opitz. He makes the catch right at second base, and there's 2 away. So here's Amos Ramon. So sunny, 11 Celsius, 51 Fahrenheit. 68% humidity, north-northeast at 24. It's blowing from left to right. But again, not much of a factor tonight. What is a factor is the thick air at 68% humidity and the damp conditions here tonight. And I'm not so sure the ball is going to really fly out of this ballpark this evening. First pitch to Ramon is in there for a strike and an off-speed variety, and it's strike 1. Amos 2 for 3 with a triple on Saturday night. 2 runs scored. Hitting .241. The 0-1. Swung on, wrapped out toward the left side of the infield. Moving to his left is Tucker, the third baseman. Up with it over to first. Dug out a little low by Rao at first base. And that is it. The Goldeyes go 1-2-3 as well. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We'll go to the second. We'll play the home run inning when we come back. No score on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
How about Hawaiian?
Vegetarian.
Hawaiian.
Vegetarian.
Hawaiian.
Vegetarian.
If you can't agree what kind of pizza to get, at least you'll agree where to get it. Santa Lucia Pizza has been voted best pizza in Winnipeg by Uptown Magazine readers for 5 straight years and received the Consumer Choice Award for best pizza restaurant. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or home delivery, everyone agrees. Santa Lucia Pizza is the best in town.
You see, the best ingredients make the best of the pizza.
For 5 years, the new Pembina Chrysler has become Winnipeg's most conveniently located automotive center. From a 30-minute ORS-free oil change, I'll Make Collision Center, Canada's largest parts volume dealer, or an incredible selection of new and used vehicles, it's really all here at the new Pembina Chrysler. So why drive to the outskirts of the city to buy, much less go all the way back for service, when it's all here at the new Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, 300 Pembina Highway or PembinaChrysler.com.
Teamwork wins ball games, and it's made Saper Agencies an even stronger player in the insurance business. Recently, Saper Agencies teamed up with Canada's largest personal property insurance company, Intact Insurance. So now, when life throws you a curveball, they'll get you back in the game faster than ever. Are you over 50 with no claims for 3 years? Then you could score big league savings on home insurance, including no deductible on your first claim. Call Saper Agencies for details. 694-6787.
You're listening to Goldeyes Baseball Live on TSN 1290. Brought to you in part by Avalon and the Gulf Dome.
Top of 2, we welcome you. Tim Alberts to lead it off. Top hitter in the league, hitting .514 in the first right-handed batter that Ace Walker faces. And the first pitch of the second is outside for ball 1. We're scoreless. Both teams go 1-2-3 in the first. We move to the second. Glad to have you along. The 1-0. Swing and a miss and a change of pace, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Alberts, Van Pope, the DH, and then Alberto Espinoza, middle of the order for Amarillo. Game 10 on the year for Winnipeg. Game 11 for Amarillo. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ace Walker struck out the side in order. So 3 quick punch-outs to add to the total for Ace. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, broken bat, lifted out toward right. In and now over is Carpenter. Now he'll set up underneath it, make the catch. In the sunshine out there in right field. And there's 1 down. But that was a saw-off, if I ever saw one. Tim Alberts had a good chunk of that bat end up on the infield grass between the mound and third base. 1 away for Van Pope, the DH. Well, folks, drop into Home Run Sports at De La Seigneurie Boulevard in Bishop Grandin. Enter to win in the Home Run Sports home run inning. Here's how it works. If a Goldeye player hits a home run in any inning, you would pick your name that day. You'll receive an Easton prize package courtesy of Easton Sports. But you must hear your name on this program in order to know that you're a winner. First pitch to Pope is outside, ball 1. Now, afterward, if you do hear your name, you must contact Home Run Sports within 30 days to claim your prize. You can do that in person or by calling 255-7687. The pitch, swung on, popped up. Right side of the infield, Mazzola and Cusick. It'll be the second baseman, Cusick, that makes the call and the catch, and there's 2 away. So Van Pope is retired. Here's Alberto Espinoza. Well, on Saturday night, there were no home runs hit by the Goldeyes, so no winners on the Home Run Sports home run inning tonight. Perhaps tonight for tomorrow night on our next broadcast back on the air at 6:30 tomorrow. First pitch at 7:05. For you folks on the CJ Radio Network, we'll have our next broadcast, by the way, on Sunday. But we'll have everything else here on TSN 1290 as well, our flagship station. Here's Espinosa, the catcher. First pitch. Swung on, fouled back for strike one. So maybe a winner from tonight for tomorrow on the Home Run Sports home run inning, but no winners tonight. It's brought to you by Home Run Sports. We've got you covered from prospect to pro. Bishop Grandin, 1 block west of Lage. Home Run Sports, get ready for your game. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung on, bounced out towards short. Hopper, fielded by Kendall. Easy throw to first, and that is that. 1, 2, 3, down go Amarillo in the top of 2. Goldeyes will send 3 up in the bottom of the second when we return. Also trivia time coming up. No score after 1.5 from downtown on opening night in Winnipeg on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Don't just tune up your car this spring. Tune up your golf swing, too, at the Golf Dome. While outdoor ranges go through the snow to slush to swamp to skeeter cycle, you can be honing your swing for spring inside at the Golf Dome. Get the edge with golf lessons on the driving range, or hit courses from around the world with the Golf Dome's virtual golf simulators. So next time you think about a spring tune-up for this, be sure to make time for a tune-up for this. The Golf Dome. The Bubble, just off Sterling Lyon Parkway. Yep! There's lots of storage reality stuff on TV these days, but in Winnipeg, real people prefer real storage at Storageville. Why? 2 super convenient locations, both with really easy access to your locker. It's absolutely secure and always pristine clean. Learn more about Storageville's many wow factors at storageville.ca and sign up for upcoming auction alerts. Never know what treasures you might find. Storageville, where Winnipeg stores.
Yep! If I said to you, you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Well, not if you got the body work done at Morey Auto Body, because beautiful body work is what they do best. They're not part of some giant chain, so they treat every customer like their only customer, and that means attention to detail like you wouldn't believe. Frame straightening, expert refinishing, even boat repairs, painting, and deckling. Morey Auto Body does it all and does it right. Really right. Right where you'd expect them to be, at 700 Morey. These guys hit it right out of the park.
Bottom 2, we welcome you back. My name is Paul Edmonds. Glad to have you along. Our producer, operator, and our flagship station, TSN 1290, is Rob Innes. And Riley Lachuk, he is operating in Swan River tonight on the CJ Radio Network. Glad to have you aboard. Matt Cusick to lead it off. No score through 1.5. It's Cusick, Luis Alen, Dan Barbaro, and the first pitch from Chuck Lofgren is in there for a strike. Cusick 1 for 4 on Saturday night, hitting .333 and batting cleanup this evening. Lefty, the 0-1. Breaking ball is just off the table. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's play some trivia here in the last of the second on opening night. And it is chilly. I do see the odd person in shorts, 1-1. Swung on, fouled away on that breaking ball. Back behind home plate, on top of the roof, and maybe out into the parking lot. 1-2 to Cusick, who has a homer. It came against Amarillo. In fact, he had a grand slam on opening weekend. And Cusick has 10 RBI to lead the team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the screen, and it's a 1-2 still to Matt Cusick. Well, trivia is always in the bottom of the second, brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. Place Louis Riel specializing in spacious executive suites. Contest will be open to those that have yet to win this year. If you won in the preseason or in our first 9 games, not eligible. Pitch is low with a breaking variety, and it's 2-2. Cusick lays off of that. Up for grabs, a pair of Goldeye tickets to a future home game. You'll also be eligible to win the grand prize of a weekend stay at the Place Louis at the end of the season. The home holiday if you want. Or invite some relatives in from out of town if you win. Sure beats putting them up at your place. 780-1290, 2-2. Swung on. That is hit high, not that deep to right. Tim Albert's in and over, and he'll sit up and make the catch, and Matt Cusick is out number one. Again, 780-1290, 780-1290 is the number to call if you think you know the answer tonight. Here's Luis Alen. He was 0 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts on Saturday night. And let me just say that he caught every inning of every game on the 9-game road trip for Winnipeg. Not only that, but they played extra innings in 2 of those 9 games. And I could just see the power dissipate right out of the legs of Luis Alen, and he had nothing left to swing the bat. First pitch is low and inside, ball 1. We'll see. Now, it's not exactly like the team had 2 days off. They bust for about 35 hours, 1-0. Swung on, and that's fouled back. That will get in to the seats off the top of the backstop and in the seats behind home plate for a souvenir. 1-1 to Luis Alen. Yeah, that's the first thing to go is the power on catchers, because not only do you generate power to throw from your legs, but it is so leg reliant when you swing the bat. The pitch swung on, lined over third and dumped into left for a base hit. And there you go. Fittingly, Luis Alen has the first hit at home in 2012. A 1-out single into left field. And the batter, Dan Barbaro. Well, Barbaro came off the inactive list today. And I'll tell you what, this guy can swing the bat pretty good from the left side. And now he's going to get an opportunity to really make this team over the next couple of nights. Going to get a chance to play and swing the bat. Lefty-lefty, Lofgren from the stretch, first pitch. Way inside, ball 1. Question tonight is this. Goldeyes starter Ace Walker is second all-time in franchise history with 304 strikeouts. He's currently now 6 behind the all-time leader. Pitch is high, 2-0. Who is the franchise leader in strikeouts for the Goldeyes? 780-1290, 780-1290, the number to call if you think you know the answer. 2-0, the pitch is high and inside, 3-0. Goldeyes starter Ace Walker is second all-time in franchise history with 304 strikeouts, now actually 307 with the 3 combined from the first inning. He's currently 6 behind the all-time leader. Pitch is in there for a strike, taking all the way is Barbaro. It's 3-1. Who is the franchise leader in strikeouts for the Goldeyes currently? 780-1290, 780-1290 if you think you know the answer tonight. The pitch is inside, runner on the move, and a throw down to second. And they're going to get Luis Alen on a caught stealing. The pitch was way inside. Barbaro thought he had ball 4. It was on a 3-1. Alen kind of let up going into the base thinking that the pitch was way inside. It was called a strike, and Alen gets thrown out at second base for the second out. So now it's 3-2 in the pitch. Swung on, and that is hit off the end of the bat by Barbaro. Foul over by his third base dugout. So a caught stealing, it goes 2-6. Now, couple of things. Luis should have gone harder into the base there, but at the same time, I think our home plate umpire missed one. The pitch swung on, fouled away by Barbaro down the left field line and out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, he called a pitch that was inside, and Barbaro was stepping back thinking that he had ball 4. So did Luis Alen, and Louis kind of gave up on it going into second base. And he gets thrown out easily because the throw went there, 3-2. Swung on, chopper out towards short. Picked up there on a running pickup by White. Throw to first, and the Goldeyes are done here in the bottom of the second. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We'll go to the third. Scoreboard coming up next. Scoreboard here in downtown reads, Winnipeg no score, Amarillo no score. Goldeyes opening night at home on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Hit a home run this summer at any of Arby's 6 Winnipeg locations. Whether you want to lead off with Arby's oven-roasted roast beef or return for a designated hit. With a market fresh sandwich or wrap, you'll always come away feeling like a winner after a visit to Arby's. What are you thinking? I'm thinking Arby's. Locally owned and operated and proud to be a corporate sponsor of your Winnipeg Goldeyes.
Yes, hello? Can I get someone to assist me in the digital camera department, please? I've been waiting for 20 minutes, and I'd like to buy this camera before it becomes obsolete.
If you've got camera questions, Don's Photo has answers. So why buy from a box store? You'll find that same camera at the same low price at Don's, minus the confusion. Visit donsphoto.com or stop by one of our 3 Winnipeg stores and let's talk photography.
Recycle everywhere.
It's a swing, and he popped it up. Has he got it?
The ball was caught, but not by a glove, Mike. Looks like it landed inside a Recycle Everywhere bin. I'd recognize that little blue bird anywhere.
They're everywhere these days.
Beverage container recycling is expanding in Manitoba. Look for Recycle Everywhere bins at Shaw Stadium and other public places. Visit us at recycleeverywhere.ca.
Recycle everywhere.
You want Goldeyes baseball? We've got it. This is TSN 1290, and you're listening to the voice of the Goldeyes, Paul Edmonds.
Top of the third, no score here in downtown. Adam Bashini, Garrett Rao, and Harrison Kane, 7, 8, and 9 for Amarillo to face Ace Walker. Great crowd on hand here tonight. Like I said, I'm sure the weather has chased a few people that had tickets for this one away and kept them at home. The game's also on television tonight. First pitch is in there for a strike. Hi to you folks watching on television online to our broadcast here tonight as well. Adam Bashini batting .486, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Right-handed swinging left fielder tonight for Amarillo. Only one hit on the board. It belongs to Winnipeg's Luis Alen. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just off the table, right where Allen set up. And Walker hit the mitt, but they were just a little bit off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, a little low. 2-2. Well, looking at those foul poles down the left and right field lines, they have been spotted now with peak of the market vegetables all over them. We'll probably have a few laughs over the course of a few seasons. The pitch is on the inside corner for a called third strike. Good fastball, and Ace Walker has his 4th strikeout of the night. And there's one away. Oh, there's cabbage, turnips, carrots, all up and down that left and right foul pole, which is sponsored by Peak of the Market. And if anybody plunks any of the vegetables out there, it's a home run for sure. First pitch on the outside edge for a strike to Garrett Rao. He's 9th in league batting, and a right-handed stick. He's hitting .400. Yeah, you get to notice the changes in some of the advertisements in the ballpark from one year to the next. Pitches on the inside edge for a strike. It's 0-2. And that is one of them. Nothing beat the chicken, though. The done-right chicken. The 0-1. Fastball swung on, fouled partially off the mask of Allen, back toward the screen. 0-2. And the Goldeyes catcher, Luis Alen, is okay. Garrett Rao, a home run, and 8 driven in. Four players in the top 10 for the Sox in batting. 0-2. Breaking ball is low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. No score in the game. We're in the top of the third. Do it again tomorrow. It'll be Chris Salamita, the left-hander for Winnipeg, against Justin Garcia, a right-hander for Amarillo. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, wrapped out toward third. Backhanded pickup on one knee by Ramon, and a throw from foul ground over to first in time. What a play by famous Amos Ramon. Chopper down the third base line, slid over, made the backhanded pickup, a fair ball, but half of his body in foul ground, and he popped up and fired. And he gets Garrett Rao for the second out, and there's 2 away in the top of the third. Here's Harrison Kane, hitting .395 on the year, no homers, and 13 driven in, the 9th man to hit in the order for Amarillo. First pitch, down and away with a breaking ball, ball 1. And the Goldeyes with Brian Leach being released yesterday. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. We'll need to find another body to insert into that 5th spot in the rotation. Might not come up, though, till later in this homestand. Pitch is low, 2-1. It should be Salamita tomorrow. Rush then on Thursday morning. Williamson on Friday, then that 5th spot on Saturday against Gary. Pitching there for a strike, it's 2-2. And then back to Walker on Sunday in the finale of this 6-game homestand. The weather, and I've checked it, will get progressively better as we go along. 2-2. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes is Harrison Kane. And how about that? That is a handful of punch-outs already for Ace Walker. 3 in the first, 2 here in the top of the third. And it's been 9 up, 9 down for Amarillo. We'll go to the bottom of 3. No score after 2.5 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
What makes Tavern United Manitoba's #1 sports pub? Service second to none. Food that's right on point. And value that's big league all the way. And this summer, during Tavern United's Your Team, Your Tickets promotion, win weekly prizes and qualify to win season tickets to your Winnipeg Goldeyes, Blue Bombers, and of course, the Jets. So get your friends together for some frothy fun, fabulous food, and guaranteed good times at your New World Sports Pub, Tavern United.
Nice and fresh.
Just the way I like it.
This is really good.
That hits the spot.
The spot to hear all that contentment? Our very own fishbowl. The reason? Robins. Smart coffee lovers count on the famous, always fresh taste of Robins coffee to add extra zest to every Goldeyes game. Team it with a Robins fresh baked treat, and you've got, well, a flavored doubleheader. Robins. Fast, fresh, and friendly.
The Field of Dreams Foundation helps kids in need by supporting children's charities. I'm Tony Fletcher, president of the Field of Dreams Foundation, urging you to help out by picking up our special coupon book at Shaw Park for just $5. It's packed with $100 in savings at popular ballpark concessions and local restaurants, or you can pledge an amount per Goldeyes strikeout in the Fillmore Riley K's for Kids program. Learn more at goldeyes.com. Thanks to you, the Field of Dreams Foundation continues to make kids' dreams come true.
Bottom of the third inning, we welcome you back. We have a winner on trivia, winner of the answer coming up in the bottom of the 7th. We move to the bottom of 3, home half of the third for Winnipeg. Here's Josh Mazzola. No score, first pitch from Lofgren is in there for a strike. Chuck Lofgren tonight has given up 1 hit, has not walked a batter, has not struck a batter out. It's Mazzola, Ridge Carpenter, David Narodowski. Pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Mazzola 1 for 4 on Saturday night in El Paso. And the 0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Josh batting 200 right on the button. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. Strikeout number 1 for Chuck Lofgren. And there's 1 away for Ridge Carpenter. And Ridge Carpenter on a 3-game hitting streak. And he'll bat here. Comes in with a .320 average as he cleans up the dirt in the left side batter's box a little bit. And now strides in. Taps the plate. And gets ready for Lofgren's first pitch. It's a little bit high with a fastball, ball 1. Yeah, interesting story about Chuck Lofgren. The only way he was going to sign the 1-0 is high, 2 balls and no strikes, was not only if he got to pitch, but if he got to hit. Apparently quite an accomplished hitter as well, and he does DH for Amarillo, the 2-0. Swung on, that is hit high, not very deep. Got under it a little bit, did Ridge Carpenter, and in comes Tim Alberts, and the right fielder will make the catch about halfway out. And there's 2 away. So while you see Lofgren pitching tonight, he will not hit for himself, but later in this series, perhaps as early as tomorrow or for sure on Thursday, you will see him hit as the DH. And I asked John Harris, the field manager for Amarillo, if he's ever signed a guy in all his years in independent baseball. First pitch to David Narodowski in there for a strike. If he'd ever signed a player that could not only hit effectively but pitch, the 0-1 is inside, ball 1-1, and he said no. Now, we shouldn't be too surprised because the Goldeyes have a guy on their pitching staff that is certainly capable and that's hitting .500 right now. The 1-1 is high with a changeup, 2 balls and 1 strike. And that is Kaohi Downing, who is 1 for 2 at the plate. Has an extra base hit. 1-2 or 2-1 is swung on and fouled back, and it's 2-2. And not only that, but has 3 wins out of the bullpen for Winnipeg. So, while you don't see something come along very often, in this particular case involving these two teams, they have, pitchers that can pitch effectively. As the pitch is swung on, bounce back up the middle to his right, Opitz. A quick pickup and a throw to first, and Rao can't dig it out of the dirt on 1 hop. And Narodowski will have an infield single. And a 2-out variety at that. So it got by the pitcher, Lofgren, on that chopper, back through the box, and Opitz, the second baseman, came in, tried to backhand it, and make an off-balance twirling throw. A jump throw, if you will. Got it over to first, but 1 hopped it, and Garrett Rao couldn't dig it out, and that's a hit for Narodowski. And here's Price Kendall. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first trip, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled back. Second hit for Winnipeg on the night. We're in the bottom of the third, and we are scoreless. So again, while you don't see it come around very often, both these two teams, strangely enough, have one pitcher that's very effective. In this case, for Amarillo, their starter, Lofgren. For the Goldeyes, Downing, their reliever. The pitch is on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. That can not only pitch, but swing the bat, handle the bat, as well as most position players on both rosters. 0-2 to Kendall. Scoreless in the third. The pitch swung on, fouled away. That will find the roof. A little emergency hack there by Kendall, and it bounces off the roof and back down onto the playing surface, just in front of the Amarillo dugout, first base side. 0-2 to Kendall. Great gathering here tonight. Fireworks to follow. 0-2 is a breaking ball that's low. Nice job by Espinosa to block that. Flips off the mask, and it holds Narodowski at first base as the ball got away from home plate. But Espinosa scrambled around to find it within that home plate circle. 1-2 to Kendall, hitting .256. No homers and 5 driven in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Lofgren comes set, and the pitch. Oh, he's going to be charged with a blocked ball. He tripped trying to deliver the pitch, never threw the pitch to home plate. And while that's a mistake and an accident on his part, it is a blocked ball, and up goes Narodowski to second base. So he kind of tripped in the delivery process, and it's a blocked ball. And Narodowski up 90 feet to second. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kendall. Well, now that makes it a little interesting, because if Kendall gets a hit, Narodowski should score. 1-2. Breaking ball swung on, blooped out towards center. Coming in is Harrison Kane, going back to second baseman Opitz, and he will get underneath it, will the ladder, and make the catch for the third out. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We'll go to the fourth. We're scoreless on opening night in downtown on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Cheers to the NSA slow pitch team, whose uniforms are not uniform at all. Cheers to the times where more prep goes into playing after the game than playing in it. Cheers to the team who carries the cooler to the bench first and then maybe goes back to the van for the bats, balls, and gloves. Cheers from the Bud family, Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Light Lime. Proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes and every NSA slow pitch team in Winnipeg. Go get 'em.
A little of this. A little of that. A little of this. A little of that. And a whole lot of whatever in between.
Give me the news, I got a bad case.
99.9 Bob FM. 80s, 90s, and whatever.
Thinking real estate? For a home run every time, choose RE/MAX. Whether you need to buy or sell a home or lease or sell commercial real estate, RE/MAX has your bases covered. Plus, they're Winnipeg's #1 negotiator. Find your dream home or invest for your future. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. RE/MAX. Visit remax-winnipeg.com to find your agent today.
It's time to get back into the action. Batter up. Turn it up. This is Goldeyes Baseball on TSN 1290. Now back to the voice of the Goldeyes, Paul Edmonds.
We'll go to the fourth inning, top of the order for Amarillo. No score. First pitch to White is swung on and lifted out toward left center. Right there is Barbaro, and he closes the distance and makes the catch for the first out. So White is out number 1 to start the fourth. And it's 10 up, 10 down. And here is Matthew Tucker. Glad to have you along tonight. We welcome you on TSN 1290, our flagship station here in the Capital Region. And on CJ Radio in Gimli, 107.5 FM, Neepawa, 97.1 FM, and Swan River, 104.5. Glad to have you along tonight. And the first pitch is a little bit low, ball 1 to Matthew Tucker. He struck out his first trip. 5 strikeouts for Ace Walker tonight already. 1 down here in the fourth, 1-0. Is inside 2-0. No score in the baseball game. Tucker, 2 home runs, 14 driven in, left-handed batter. Allen sits up outside, 2-0. Fastball is in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Couple of strips of sunlight out in left center and right center. And a little bit of right where Carpenter is. Everybody else is in the shade. The pitch swung on, wrapped right side, foul along the first base line. And the count 2-2 to Tucker as Walker is battled back. This Amarillo team is hitting .376 as a team. That is tops in the league. 2-2. Swung on, lifted out toward right. Pretty well hit, but the ballpark is going to hold it. Ridge Carpenter gets over into the gap to make the catch in the sunshine. About 3/4 of the way back, 2 away. And here's Jake Opitz. That's 74 points better than anybody else in the league. .376 as a team. Next best team's a .302 average. So 74 points behind Amarillo at .376. Here's Opitz. He struck out looking his first trip. First pitch. Swung on, lifted out toward left. Barbaro, couple of steps in, reaches up, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Just like that. Couple of flies to left, 1 to right. And we're through 3.5. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of the fourth is next. No score. You're listening to Goldeyes Baseball on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Support your own. The Goldeyes. And Fort Garry Brewing. Located right here in Winnipeg, Fort Garry Brewing is Manitoba's #1 brewery. Crafting a full spectrum of delicious beers and ales, including the award-winning Fort Garry Dark and fan favorite Fort Garry Pale, both of which are available at Shaw Park. So cheer on the home team. Fort Garry Brewing, Manitoba made, Manitoba's own.
Welcome back. How was the vacation?
It was fine. Why is everything so different in here?
We upgraded all our office equipment to new technology from Rico through Milne Office Systems.
How much more is this costing us?
After Milne did a document needs analysis, they showed us how we could increase our productivity and decrease our costs.
So where's my new copier?
It's not a copier, it's a Rico!
Visit milneoffice.com to arrange for your own customized Rico digital workflow solution today.
Starting June 8th, the quest for European football supremacy begins. All eyes are on Poland as the co-host nation kicks off against the 2004 champions, Greece. Then, the dark horse Russians look to start the tournament strong against the Czech Republic. 16 teams, one trophy. Who will be crowned the kings of Europe? UEFA Euro 2012. Begins at 11 Eastern on TSN.
Bottom of the fourth inning, we welcome you back. Good to see you, Gabe. Welcome back after a long winter. Welcome back to you after a long winter. No score after 3.5. Chris Roberson, Amos Ramon, and Matt Cusick, they just introduced Goldeyes. So the Goldeyes now have two mascots, Goldie and Goldeyes. Well, we'll let your imagination run wild if you want. I have not met Goldeyes yet, and I'm sure I will, and there'll be a lot of questions surrounding the relationship between Goldie and Goldeyes. Here's Roberson, first pitch is outside, ball one. We'll have a look at the scoreboard here and get you caught up on other leagues, other cities. There was some news today as well. The 1-0 swung on, and that is a ball that's pulled foul by Chris Roberson. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just some news today before we get to some updated scores. Around the baseball world, if you didn't hear this today, Roy Oswald is back. Pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Roberson, who's popped out to second base his first trip. Yeah, there was talk, and really there was a handful of suitors, I guess would be safe. 3 for sure for Oswald's services. 1-2. Change up, swung on, and fouled back toward the screen, and that will get in behind home plate. And be a souvenir for a fan with a Expos jersey on, I believe. Roy Oswald, I think, I think he threw for the Baltimore Orioles and a couple other teams, but he was signed by the Texas Rangers today. And is back in the big leagues. 1-2. Outside with a fastball. 2-2 from Lofgren to Roberson. No score, bottom 4. Roberson leads it off here, followed by Ramon and Cusick. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on a breaking ball and fouled back. 2-2. A source familiar with the effort to sign Roy Oswald told the Morning News today that 2-time defending AL champs, the Texas Rangers, have inked the free agent right-hander. Now, that does say that the paper said no contract terms were available. Pitches outside, 3-2. So, they're reporting that he's signed, but for how long and for how much is still up for question. Pitches inside, ball 4. As Roberson took that up around his kitchen, and he'll take first base. The Goldeyes have their third base runner of the game, but the first time they've had the leadoff man aboard, and not only that, but Chris Roberson, a good guy to get on. He can turn a single into a double pretty quick with his speed. He's 2 for 2 on the base paths this year. And Amos Ramon, the batter. Oswald, by the way, is 34 years old. First pitch. And Ramon will lay down a nice bunt up the first base line, picked up by the pitcher Lofgren. And he's just going to overhand little lollipop toss to first to get Ramon. And the sacrifice is 1-3. And that's complete. 1 away. Roberson up to second base. Oswald went 9-10 last year with a 3.69 ERA and 23 starts for the Philadelphia Phillies. Spent time on the DL on 2 occasions for inflammation in his back. Career 159 and 93 with a 3.21 ERA. A lot of time with Houston, then with the Phillies. Here's Matt Cusick. Flew out to right field. First pitch. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Now, Texas had been in need of a reliable, and I think they've got more than that, starter since Neftali Feliz, their former closer, turned starter, went on the DL 9 days ago with a sprained ligament in his right elbow. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. It was kind of funny how you can look around the majors and see a lot of guys that shouldn't be pitching in the majors were, and yet Roy Oswald wasn't until today. We're in the bottom of the 4th, no score. Goldeyes have a runner at second, 1 away. Cusick 0 for 1, hitting .333. The pitch is a fastball that's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. And also for you Blue Jay fans, now particularly Roy Halladay fans, not good news. Expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks because of a strained right shoulder. And another setback for the 5-time NL East champion Philadelphia Phillies. Long pause, 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Runner on the move, throw down to third, not in time. Stolen base for Chris Roberson, but Cusick strikes out. Second strikeout for Lofgren. Third stolen base for Roberson. And with 2 away, there's a runner at third for Luis Alen, who's 1 for 1. Halladay was put on the 15-day DL today, 2 days after he was hit hard and pulled from a start in St. Louis after just 2 innings because of shoulder soreness. He was 4-5 with a 3.98 ERA and 11 starts. First pitch to Allen. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Quiet night in both the National League and the American League. One final from today, and that had the Cubs a rare win at home, a rare win overall. Well, they beat San Diego 5-3. And San Diego's now lost 5 in a row as Luis Alen calls for time and steps out. Alfonso Soriano had a home run, his 7th for the Cubs. The pitch, half a swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says home plate umpire Mike O'Leary. 0-2 to Allen. 2 away, runner at third. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jeff Samardzija picked up the win for the Cubs today. He goes to 5-3, having a real good year since being moved out of that bullpen. 0-2 to Allen. Luis, 7 RBI on the year. Lofgren from the stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, ground ball right side. Rolled up to Opitz, the second baseman, up with it, over to first, and the inning comes to an end. So for Winnipeg, no runs, no hits, and 1 left. We'll go to the 5th. More scores coming your way. The scoreboard here reads Winnipeg no score, Amarillo no score. We're going to the 5th inning when we march back to downtown on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
We asked Winnipeggers what makes Fergie's Fish and Chips at the Forks so good.
Every order is made fresh while you wait.
Oh, if you love authentic English-style fish and chips, Fergie's is the real deal.
The fries are fresh cut from Manitoba potatoes. They're excellent.
They only use non-hydrogenated oil, a healthier choice.
It's just so good. Fergie's is fishalicious.
Fergie's Fish and Chips at the Forks.
The place for great fish and chips.
Fishalicious!
Fix it, build it, or buy it. No matter what, you can feel right at home with an SCU mortgage. We offer builder mortgages to full benefits mortgages, all built with comfortable values you know and trust, all with flexible rate options tailored to meet your needs. So whether you're fixing, building, or buying, talk to an SCU mortgage specialist today. Steinbach Credit Union, taking care of the world's most important mortgage.
yours.
Free Jive Interactive Media is online, on site, and on the street. Grab the new online version of the Free Jive Weekly at freejivewinnipeg.com or pick it up at one of our 200 local restaurant locations. Find us at local events and keep a lookout for the Free Jive Cruiser around the city. And make sure to visit freejivewinnipeg.com to keep updated on all of our weekly contests and giveaways. Free Jive Interactive Media, online, on site, on the street.
You're listening to Goldeyes Baseball live on TSN 1290. Brought to you in part by Fergie's Fish and Chips and Manitoba Turkey Producers.
Well, we go to the fifth. Tim Alberts to lead it off, followed by Van Pope, the DH, and Alberto Espinoza. No score through 4. My name is Paul Edmonds. Rob Innes is our producer-operator back at our flagship station, TSN 1290 tonight. Riley Lachuk is operating on CJ Radio at a Swan River. Howdy, folks in Neepawa and Gimli tonight as well. Only 2 hits on the board. Both belong to Winnipeg. Here's Alberts. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field. First pitch. Fastball on the outside edge for a strike. They were delayed getting underway, but Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are scoreless in the bottom of the first now. In the National League, on the Manitoba Blue Cross out-of-town scoreboard. Pitches down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Pirates have won 4 in a row. In the 6th, Atlanta leading St. Louis 5-3. Dan Ugla and Michael Bourne have both homered for Atlanta. They've lost 8 in a row. Pitch is low, 2-1. Bottom 7, the Mets. A little bit of a surprise by the Mets this year. They're leading Philadelphia 6-3. 2-1. Swung on, wrapped. Hard out to third. Diving catch by Ramon. Line drive caught at third base by Amos Ramon off the bat of Tim Alberts. 1 away. And here's Van Pope. Scott Hairston and Jeremy Hefner have homered for the Mets tonight. Hairston 6th. Hefner is 1st. Ryan Schneider has a homer for Philadelphia, his 2nd. Miami, Washington tied at 1 in the 7th. First pitch is swung on and missed by Van Pope. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Popped out to second baseman Matt Cusick. Strike 1. American League, top of the 7th. Kansas City leading Cleveland 8-2. Pitch is swung on and missed again. Mike Moustakas has his 8th home run of the year for the Royals. Top of 6, Blue Jays leading Baltimore 8-1. Adam Jones is connected for his 15th homer for the Royals. They've lost 3 in a row, though. And they're losing in Toronto tonight by 7 runs. Pitch is fouled off by Van Pope. Still a ball, or actually still 0-2. Ace Walker working into his 5th inning tonight. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. And Van Pope having a good look. Still 0-2. Boston leading Detroit 5-2 in the 6th inning. Johnny Peralta home run, his 4th for the Tigers. And in the bottom of 6, the 0-2. Breaking ball, swung on, chopped off the plate out toward third. Fair ball, fielded with a backhand by Ramon. Good strong throw again across the diamond. Amos Ramon, welcome home. 2 away in the inning. That was a tough play. It was kind of hit off the plate and kind of a slow chopper out toward third. And Amos waited on it, backhanded pickup, transfer and fire, a strike across the diamond, 2 down for Alberto Espinoza. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Bounced out to short. First pitch, down and away with a breaking ball. White Sox are leading Tampa down in Florida. Chicago 6, Tampa 2. Pitch is low, 2-0. White Sox have won 6 in a row and are white hot, if you will. Hideki Matsui called up today by Tampa Bay has produced instant dividends, a home run. Pitch is swung on and smacked to straightaway center. Roberson going back, curling to his left, and he makes the catch with one step on the track in dead central. And that is it here in the top of the 5th inning. As 1-2-3, down go Amarillo for the 5th straight inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of the 5th is coming up. We'll tell you what's going on in one more game around the majors, an NBA game, and also the American Association when we return. No score after 4.5 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Swing into spring at Salisbury House, and you could be watching the Goldeyes swing their bats free. Sal's is proud to introduce Extras, 4 great new taste sensations. Swing into spring and try new Extras, and you'll receive a free High Five Goldeyes ticket voucher at all participating Salisbury House locations. But there's more. You also get to enter to win a Goldeyes suite to watch a home game in style with family and friends. So swing into spring with new Extras at Salisbury House. Your house, your food, your way.
The pros at Tradesman Mechanical Services are good people to know when life throws you a screwball that screws up your home's comfort zone. They're experts, so they can install and service all the latest York heating and air conditioning products. Tradesman Mechanical has a 24-hour service desk, so when trouble strikes, call anytime. They service all makes and models because your comfort is their business. Tradesman Mechanical Services. They can help your home run better.
Thinking real estate? For a home run every time, choose RE/MAX. Whether you need to buy or sell a home or lease or sell commercial real estate, RE/MAX has your bases covered. Plus, they're Winnipeg's #1 negotiator. Find your dream home or invest for your future. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. RE/MAX. Visit remax-winnipeg.com to find your agent today.
Bottom of the 5th inning, no score. Give you the line score here as the Goldeyes work their way up to the plate in the last of the 5th. Barbaro, Mazzola, and Carpenter, 6, 7, and 8. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Winnipeg. No runs, no hits, no errors for Amarillo. They have gone 1, 2, 3 in 5 straight innings, have the Sox. Here's Barbaro. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He bounced out to short, had a pretty good at-bat, his first at-bat of the year. He was 3 for 6 in the preseason, was Dan. First pitch from Lofgren. Swung on and fouled back for strike 1. One more game going on in the majors, top of the 4th inning, and that has Seattle leading Texas 2-1. The Mariners have lost 5 in a row. John Jasso has homered for the M's, his second of the year. The Rangers have won 4 straight and now have Roy Oswald. 0-1. Swung on, clubbed out toward left. Pretty well hit. Back goes Bichini, and he can't make the catch. It went off the heel of his glove. Digging for second is going to be Barbaro. The throw comes in, and it's offline. Barbaro will slide in safely with a leadoff double. Hard hit ball. And a long run for Bichini. The wind might have knocked it down a little bit, and Bichini was leaning and reaching in full stride. They're going to charge an error on that. Anyway, the Goldeyes have the leadoff man aboard and into scoring position. And the batter is Josh Mazzola. That might be a bit of a tough call. Mazzola struck out his first trip. On the scoring decision. I didn't know that Bichini was going to get there. Let's put it that way. And then you're running, and I guess the scorer has decided that, well, if you got there and it was in and out of your glove instead of going off the heel, you should have had it. So the first error is up on the board for the night. And Mazzola showing bunt right away, and he pulled back and took low, ball 1. So the Goldeyes are going to play the small ball here again for the second straight inning and try to get Barbaro over to third base and have 2 shots to get him in. They left Roberson stranded last inning at third. 1-0. Bunt sign taken off, and Mazzola takes. It's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Mazzola struck out his first trip. A homer and 4 driven in. Right-handed batter, and Chuck Lofgren will come set. The lefty delivers the 2-0, and the pitch is outside and low. 3-0. We're in the bottom of 5 and a runner in scoring position for Winnipeg. Now, if Mazzola gets on here, and we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, the 3-0 is in there for a strike. It's 3-1. If he can get on here, because they've taken the bunt sign off, so he's going to swing away, or maybe take ball 4. Well, then you're looking at probably Carpenter to maybe lay down a bunt. 3-1. High, ball 4. Oh, it's called a strike. Holy smokes. Wow. That was eye level. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's where Mazzola steps back, hands the bat to the home plate umpire and says, you hit that, because it's not a strike. And the payoff. Swung on, protective swing, and it's fouled away by Mazzola. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Mike O'Leary's called a pretty good game here tonight, but he missed one there. Full count to Mazzola. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mazzola with that slightly open stance from the right side. The pitch is high, ball 4. All right, there you go. There's your walk. Second one issued by Lofgren. And it puts 2 on and nobody out for Ridge Carpenter. Now, if you're thinking that Rick Forney is going to continue with small ball, I would think that way as well. You're trying small ball in the 4th. Thought about it here in the 5th. Took it off after 1 pitch. He comes down the line from 3rd, does Forney, flashes some signs. Carpenter got them, and we'll dig in. We'll see what the Goldeyes do here. But this is maybe their best chance to score in the baseball game. And why not push 2 into scoring position if Carpenter can get the bunt down if you want him to. Showing bunt right away, pulling back in a breaking ball, and then a snap throw to second base by Espinoza. Diving back in safely is Barbaro. Strike 1 on that breaking ball to Carpenter. Good arm there, showcased by Alberto Espinoza, the catcher for Amarillo. So they showed bunt. Carpenter took a breaking ball for a strike. Now he's showing bunt again, and he bunts the breaking ball out in front of home plate. Picked up by Lofgren. Going to have to hurry. Throw to first. Not in time. Everybody's safe. Bunt single for Ridge Carpenter. The bases are loaded, and there's nobody out. Well, that was a beauty. Hard for the catcher to get to in front of home plate. Laid down exquisitely by Carpenter, and the only play for Lofgren to come off the front of the hill. Come and get it, and Carpenter runs as well as anybody on the team, and now Amarillo is in a pickle. Bases loaded and nobody out, and here's David Narodowski, the DH. Some finals in the American Association today. Wichita beat Fargo 10-6. Fargo's 2 games under 500. And Sioux Falls beat Gary 5-0. In the 6th inning, St. Paul leading Quebec out east 7-1. Lincoln in the 4th in front of Laredo 1-0. Grand Prairie leads Sioux City 2-0 in the 5th. And El Paso and Kansas City are just getting underway in West Texas. We're down to 10 degrees Celsius or 50 Fahrenheit right now. Had a little mound meeting, did Amarillo. Now we're back to action. Lofgren comes set. First pitch to Narodowski is in there for a strike. So the pitching coach came out in Corey Dommel. And then Lofgren throws a strike to Narodowski, who has an infield single here tonight. Bases are loaded, nobody out. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Barbaro at 3rd. Mazzola is at 2nd. Carpenter at 1st. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wind is diminished to north-northeast at 15 clicks. 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. 0-2 to Narodowski. The pitch. Swung on, clubbed out toward left center. Coming in is Bashini. He'll make the catch on that, and nobody will advance. The throw comes to home plate on 1 hop. So Narodowski really didn't get a good chunk of it. Kind of hit it off the handle, flared it out toward left, And Bashini came in and made sure of that one away on the fly ball. And here is Price Kendall. He is 0 for 2. And again, no hockey going on till tomorrow night. And it's the Kings and Devils in the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals. There is one basketball game going on tonight. Here's Kendall. He's 0 for 2. And 0 for his last 5. First pitch. Swung on. Fouled away. Q shot it off the end of the bat. Strike 1. Now the Goldeyes looking to pick up a run here. Anything. And the 0-1. Breaking ball low, half a swing. Did he go? The appeal at first? No, says Joe Pascucci. 1 ball, 1 strike. San Antonio leading Oak City 22-15 in the first quarter. San Antonio leading that series 1-0. That is down in Texas tonight. The 1-1 is high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kendall, who has bounced out to short and popped out to second. Barbaro is over at third. Mazzola at second. Carpenter is at first. 2-1. Swung on, fouled back. Good hack by Price, but fouled it back. And out of play, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kendall hitting .256. No homers and 5 driven in. Again, hits in 8 of his last 9 to start the year. Boy, would he love to make it 9 of 10 right here. 2-2. Swung on, line to left center. That'll drop for a base hit. Barbaro's going to score. They're going to wave in Mazzola. Up with the ball, Bashini. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Mazzola scores without a throw. And up to second goes Kendall on the throw home. And he has a 2-run single. And Winnipeg leads it 2-0. Big hit for Price Kendall. A 2-run single, then taking the extra base on the throw that was thrown home but cut off in front of the mound and in front of home plate. And Barbaro scores easily from third, Mazzola from second. First to third goes Carpenter, and there's 1 away with runners at second and third, and it's 2-0 Fish. Here's Chris Roberson. First pitch is high, ball 1. Roberson 0 for 1 with a walk. Kendall now with hits in 9 of 10 to start the year. And RBI 6 and 7. 2 runs on 4 hits. They're going to charge an error as well. The pitch swung on, and that's lifted out towards shallow right. Albert's coming in. Second baseman Opitz going back. And the second baseman in shallow right makes the catch for the second out. So likely the error will allow Kendall to get up to second base. So 2 errors in the inning for Amarillo. And now there's 2 away for Amos Ramon, who's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice tonight. 2-0 Winnipeg, couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th. And Ramon bounced out corner to corner, then laid down a sac bunt. He's 2 for his last 4 at the plate. First pitch is a breaking ball that's low. And it should be ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0. Lofgren comes set, the 1-0. Fastball on the outside edge for a strike. Ramon batting .241. No homers and 6 driven in. Carpenter at third. Kendall is at second. 1-1. Breaking ball is high, 2-1. Tomorrow night, back on the air, 6:30 on TSN 1290. Chris Salamita, the lefty for Winnipeg. Justin Garcia, the right-hander for Amarillo. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. 2 away, 2 in, and 2 on. Deuces Wild here in the 5th. The pitch. Swung on a changeup, lifted out toward right. Tim Albert's drifting back, turning his numbers, reaching up and hauling it in. And that is it. Is that ball carried? That is the, hardest hit ball, or at least the furthest hit ball we've seen tonight, except for the one by Amarillo in center field, at least for the Goldeyes, and it just carried, and Alberts had to track it down with a pretty good run. For the Goldeyes, they send 7 to the plate, 2 runs, couple of hits, 2 Amarillo errors, 2 left, through 5, on to the 6th, 2-0 Winnipeg, Goldeyes Radio Network.
Birthdays, office functions, tea parties, whatever. With Archangel Fireworks, every little event becomes a magical backyard affair. So go ahead, rock that next block party. Got a wedding? Bring something blue, and then blow it up. Whatever you do, make it a backyard affair with Archangel Fireworks. At Confusion Corner and online at archangelfireworks.com. The sky is your canvas.
Who do your Winnipeg Goldeyes trust to keep them in the game with state-of-the-art chiropractic care? ChiroCare Health Center. And if the professionals at ChiroCare Health Center can keep highly tuned athletes going strong for over 100 games a season, imagine what they could do for you. To meet the chiropractic team trusted by your Winnipeg Goldeyes, visit chirocarehealth.com or call 488-CARE. ChiroCare Health Center. Care today for a better tomorrow.
Ever try sucking an orange through a straw? How about 5?
Oh, come on!
It can happen, because we're blending up a difference at Jugo Juice. Our fresh fruit smoothies knock it out of the park with over 5 servings of fruit jammed into every 24-ounce cup. This season, make it a mini combo with a zesty Southwest chicken wrap. Get healthy on the go with Jugo Juice. Find us at Shaw Park and online at jugojuice.com.
Never miss the action with live Goldeyes coverage on TSN 1290. Now, back to the voice of the Goldeyes. Here's Paul Edmonds.
Well, we go to the 6th inning, and the Goldeyes lead it 2-0. And the first pitch to Adam Bashini is ball 1, the 1-0. Swung on, lifted out toward right field. Carpenter drifting back toward his left and cruising underneath it to make the catch, and there's 1 away. Fly to right, 1 away in the 6th. And Garrett Rao, the batter, he'll be followed by Harrison Kane. Hitters 8 and 9. Goldeyes getting 2 runs. They have taken 1 error off of the board, so it's just 1 error charged to Amarillo in that 5th. 2 RBI single for Kendall, and he advanced to second on the throw home that was cut off. First pitch to Rouse, 0 for 1, is in there for a strike. Top of the 6th, 2-0 Winnipeg, the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, out towards second, up with it Cusick, over to first, 2 away. And the batter, Harrison Kane, who struck out his first trip. And Kane, 0 for 1, batting .395. Stands in from the right-hand side. Still lots of daylight here at 8:32 Central. First pitch. Missed outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. Low and inside, 2-0. Here in the 6th, we'll have a look at what the Goldeyes are doing this week. It's brought to you by Boston Pizza. Try Boston Pizza's all-meat wings. This summer, nothing goes better with BP's all-meat wings than all beer. 2-0 in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Boston Pizza here to make you happy. Well, the Goldeyes, basically for the balance of the week, are at home. Thankfully, it is good to be home. Believe me. 2-1. Swung on, line to left, and there goes the no-hitter. Harrison Kane, number 9 batter, clubs 1, a solid single between short and third. And Ace Walker had retired 17 in a row to start the baseball game. before giving up a 2-out single to the number 9 batter. And here is Jason White, who's 0 for 2. First hit of the night for Amarillo and their first base runner. And for the first time, Walker goes to work from the stretch. First pitch, a little excuse me swing by White, and he fouled at third base side. Strike one. After 17 days on the road, it is good to be home. 0-1 to Jason White. Harrison Kane edging off the bag at first, being held on by Mazzola, is 2 for 2 on the base pass. The 0-1. Change-up is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. As a team, Amarillo 11 steals this year versus the 7 for Winnipeg. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jason White, the left-handed swinging shortstop. 1-1 on the inside edge for a strike, and it's 1-2. Tomorrow is patrol night at the ballpark, courtesy of Manitoba Public Insurance. It's safety flasher giveaway, courtesy of MPI. And as we always do, we'll have our patrol captain of the year on. 1-2. Breaking ball, half a swing. And the appeal over at first base. And now the appeal over at third. And no, says Chaz Stadola. 2-2. That pitch missed in the dirt. It's like relay appeals. Home to first to third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Patrol night tomorrow night here at the ballpark, underway at 7:05. Our pregame at 6:30. 2-2, runner on the move. Pitch is swung on and slashed foul. Look out into the seats and back onto the playing surface. Picked up by the ball boy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thursday's a special 11:05 a.m. start time. Will be on at 10:30. So essentially the big show on TSN 1290. We'll sign off, we'll sign on. We'll just kind of hand the baton off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to White. Runner on the move. Pitch is on the inside edge for a called third strike. 6 strikeouts tonight for Ace Walker. And that is it in the top of the 6th inning. For Amarillo, no runs. Their first hit of the game and base runner. No hitter ended up going 5 2/3 for Ace. He's carried 1 longer, but he's given up only 1 hit and 1 left for the Sox. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Pick up Goldeyes this week for Boston Pizza when we come back. 2-0 Winnipeg on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes make dreams come true by providing live baseball experiences to charities, nonprofit groups, and inner-city programs. Now, with the Goldeyes Community Zone, even more memories are available to be made. For group tickets, contact the Goldeyes at 982 Base. These extra seats are only possible through generous donations from the Community Zone partners. So, from the Winnipeg Goldeyes and Community Zone recipients, thank you. CN, Princess Auto, Great West Life, and CDI College. Milwaukee Tools continue to revolutionize the cordless power tool industry with the introduction of M18 Fuel, an exclusive line of extreme performance cordless power tools designed, engineered, and built by Milwaukee to deliver unmatched productivity. When you use an M18 tool with the Fuel name, you know you've invested in the most advanced cordless technology available. Simply put, Fuel delivers unmatched power, runtime, and durability on the job site. Fuel, built for the industrial industry.
Granny's Turkey invites you to think big, because now bigger really is better. Look for new Granny's seasoned boneless turkey breast in the frozen food aisle. It's big on flavor, big on nutrition, and it makes chicken breasts and steaks seem so tiny. New Granny's seasoned boneless turkey breast. Great on the grill or any way you like. Bigger is better. Granny's, great taste, healthy living. To find stores offering Granny's seasoned boneless turkey breast, see grannys.ca/barbecue.
Bottom of the 6th inning. My name is Paul Edmonds. Glad to have you along across the network tonight. Goldeyes lead at 2-0. We go to the bottom of 6. 2 runs coming for Winnipeg. In the 5th inning, off Chuck Lofgren. Here's Matt Cusick. First pitch is swung on, popped up. Foul territory down the left field line. And Matthew Tucker, the third baseman, over underneath it before the seats to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Matt Cusick 0 for 3. Here's Luis Alen, 1 for 2 tonight. Continue our look at our Goldeyes this week. Feature for Boston Pizza. After tomorrow night and Patrol night, 7:05 is first pitch. It's 11:05 to end this series on Thursday morning. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Gary South Shore Railcats are in town. Friday night at 7:05, Danny's Whole Hog Barbecue is here. First pitch to Allen is in there for a strike. And Danny's Whole Hog Barbecue will have a pregame charity barbecue on the promenade. Come early to enjoy delicious pulled pork or pulled turkey on a bun with a pop for $5. Pitch is low, 1-1. Proceeds go to the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation. 1-1. Change up is outside 2-1. And back by popular demand, wine, women, and baseball. It's a unique evening exclusively for women. 2-1 is high, 3-1. From what I understand, they have about 6 tickets left. They're only $35 for Friday night and wine, women, and baseball. Meet and greet some Goldeyes players, and Goldie, 3-1, is in there for a strike. It's 3-2. Complimentary beverages, appetizers, and desserts, pampering stations, and prizes, wine being supplied by Vincor Canada. 3-2 is outside, ball 4. 1 out free pass, and Luis Alen will draw a walk. The third walk issued by Chuck Lofgren. No activity in the bullpen. We're in the bottom of the 6th. So, if you're interested, there's still a couple of tickets left for wine, women, and baseball, but the caveat here is you can't be a guy. That's Friday. Saturday, 6:05 start time. First pitch to Barbaro is a breaking ball that's low, ball 1. Barbaro is 0 for 2, reached on an error, scored a run last inning. Saturday, Pro-Am Tackle and Shimano get together again. Pitch is swung on and lined to the gap in right center. Hit hard, splits the outfielders. It goes all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Barbaro. They're going to hold up Allen at third. Barbaro in standing with a double. And there's Goldeyes at second and third base with 1 away here. 5th hit of the night for Winnipeg, and their first for extra bases, and Barbaro clubbed that to the gap in right center. And now Amarillo is going to get some people up in the bullpen as Josh Mazzola will step up and in. Pro-Am Tackle and Shimano will be here again. On Saturday night, it's Shimano fishing rod giveaway to the first 300 fans, courtesy of Pro-Am Tackle. And there'll also be a 10% discount coupon with it for any other Shimano product inside Pro-Am Tackle. Infield into the edge of the grass to protect home plate. First pitch to Mazzola. Breaking ball is low, ball 1. Also on Saturday night, Girl Guide Campover. So a whole sort of outdoors theme on Saturday night. Sunday is the matinee, and it's Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame game. 1-0 in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Josh Mazzola. The Goldeyes will honor the 2012 Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame inductees, and the team will wear replica jerseys of the Hamiota Red Sox. To be auctioned off at a later date, proceeds to the Goldeyes Field of Dreams and Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame. Pitches outside, 2-1. It's also Family Fun Day on Sunday. Wonder Shows Carnival brings family fun to the promenade every Sunday. Come early for interactive games. Plunger pools, sponsored by Dynasty Bathrooms and Caroma Toilets. Post-game, Kids City run the bases. Game time, 1:35. 2-1 is high. 3-1 to Mazzola. Tickets, $5, $7, $12, $14, and $18. Available right here at the box office at Shaw Park. It's a Ticketmaster outlet, by the way. Also, Ticketmaster.ca or 855-GOLDEYE, any Ticketmaster outlet in the province. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded for the second straight inning. Fourth walk issued by Chuck Lofgren, and here's Ridge Carpenter. And we're going to get another pitching visit from Corey Dommel, the pitching coach for the Amarillo Sox. If you're wondering and you want to find out a little bit more, I understand the website is kind of chugging along to get back up and running at 100%, www.goldeyes.com. Call the office, 982-BASE-2273. If you're outside the Winnipeg Exchange, 888-GOLDEYE is toll-free from anywhere in North America, including the province. Here's Ridge Carpenter. Bases are loaded, 2-0 Winnipeg, bottom of the fifth. Check that, bottom of the sixth, 2-0 Winnipeg. And they have 5 hits. Carpenter has one of them, a bunt single, and he stands in for the third time here tonight. Lefty. First pitch is a fastball that's high, ball 1. Ridge hitting .320, no homers and 3 driven in. That bunt single extended a hitting streak to 4 straight. The 1-0 swung on and popped up. Third base side, foul territory, and into the Goldeyes dugout goes Tucker. Did he make the catch? And he went in through one of the areas that's cut out from the railing, and I don't think he made the catch. It wouldn't be allowed anyway. You're not allowed to make a catch in the dugout area. And now Rick Forney wants Tucker, who kind of went into the dugout, fell down, ends up being okay, got up and went back to third base, and the trainer for the Sox and manager John Harris are going to come out and make sure that Matthew Tucker is all right. Tell you what, that's playing hard. That's going and getting it. Now, I think he wanted to stay outside the railing, but there's a bit of a cutout, a walkway that goes into the railing, and he kind of ran right through that and got a step down into the Goldeyes dugout and kind of tripped, and he didn't make the catch. Carpenter will stay alive at the plate. The old days of Max Poulin running into the dugout and making a catch and then popping up and trying to double a guy off here are long gone. It's a rule in baseball. You can't make a catch in the dugout anymore. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carpenter. Nice try by Matthew Tucker. He's back at third base. Bases loaded, 1 out the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, wrapped right side to his left. Opitz up with it to second for 1. Down to 1, not in time. Carpenter beat it out. In to score is Alen, and it's 3-0. A fielder's choice and an RBI for Ridge Carpenter. And they do get Josh Mazzola 4-6. And there's 2 away with runners on the corners now. And 3-0 Winnipeg, 4th RBI for Carpenter in the year. And the batter, David Narodowski, who's 1 for 2. 3 runs, 5 hits at Camp Goldeye tonight. 0-1-1 for the Sox of Amarillo. First pitch to Narodowski, floats high, ball 1. Narodowski 1 for 2 this evening. Alen in off that 1-out walk. Barbaro's over at third base. And Carpenter now at second. The pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Narodowski. David hitting 143 coming in. BC product. Nice kid. And looking to hang around here all summer. A lot of guys in the same boat. Barbaro would be 1. 1-1. Swung on, ground ball left side. To his left is Tucker. Up with it. And a throw to first. And it pulled the first baseman Rao off the bank. But he got a tag of Narodowski on the way by. And that ends the inning. The Goldeyes have scored in 2 innings in a row. They get a run on a hit. And they leave a pair. We'll march on to the 7th. The score. Winnipeg 3, Amarillo 0 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Betcha I can hit and throw as good as you.
Oh, yeah? Let's see. Nice hit.
He may be ready to play with the big boys, but he may not be ready for...
Hey, if you're such a hot shot, try some of this.
Yuck, what is that?
It's just a little chew. Just don't tell Mom.
Talk to your kids about chewing tobacco today, because if you think you've prepared them for everything, you don't know spit.
Brought to you by Mantra, the Manitoba Tobacco Reduction Alliance for tobacco-free sport.
Once in a lifetime, there comes a food innovation so profound that only a voice like mine can announce it. As school children sing, fireworks explode, and Harrier jets fly overhead. On top of a mountain, one of the Alps. Introducing all meat wings made with seasoned chicken breast, now at Boston Pizza. Here to make you happy.
A good hit to right field. It's going, over the wall.
Another home run at Cambrian Credit Union. Get the shirt off our backs at the July 10th Goldeyes Sioux Falls matchup. Get more than the shirt off our backs. Bank for free with the Unfee at Cambrian Credit Union.
It's time to get back into the action. Batter up, turn it up. This is Goldeyes Baseball on TSN 1290. Now back to the voice of the Goldeyes, Paul Edmonds.
Well, we move on to the 7th inning. Matthew Tucker will lead it off. First pitch to the third baseman is outside, ball 1. 3-0 Winnipeg. Tucker, Opitz, and Alberts. 2, 3, and 4. Ace Walker working into his 7th, 1-0. Swung on, ground ball right side, rolled up to Cusick. Oh, and he picked it up, and it popped up and over his shoulder. And Tucker aboard without a throw at first base. That will be an error. First for Winnipeg tonight, E4. Each team with an error. And here's Jake Opitz, who's 0 for 2. And Opitz has struck out and flown out tonight. 3-0 Winnipeg. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error on the line score now. 0-1-1 for Amarillo. Walker from the stretch for the second time tonight. First pitch. Swing and a miss on that change of pace. Strike 1. A right-hander was loosened into the bullpen for Amarillo, number 20. Chad Povich. Opitz hitting .378, another left-handed batter. Mazzolo holding on. Tucker over at first base. The 0-1. Change up outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's have a look at Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Recycle Everywhere here in the 7th inning. And the pitch. Breaking ball is low, 1 ball and 1 strike, turns to 2-1. Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Recycle Everywhere, working together to make away from home recycling commonplace. To learn more, visit recycleeverywhere.ca. Walker comes set, and the 2-1 is just outside 3-1. Now the Goldeyes will get somebody up in the bullpen down the left field line. Now, did you know that recycled aluminum cans are used again for the production of new cans or for the production of other valuable aluminum products such as engine blocks, building facades, or bicycles? I did not know that. 3-1, runner on the move. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw down to second in time, even though it was on 1 hop. Cusick was there, applied the tag on Tucker, caught stealing, 2-4, and there's 1 away. So after reaching on the air, Tucker is erased. And the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Opitz. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and sent down the left field line. Foul. Nobody can get there. And it's on a play, 3-2 to Jake Opitz. Well, let's have a look at where the Goldeyes are in terms of hitting, pitching, and fielding in the league right now. And the Goldeyes on the pitching side. The pitch swung on, and that is fouled back in toward the seats behind the Goldeyes dugout, and that is, just missed by a fan with a glove, and unfortunately it rolled into the Goldeyes dugout, and one of the Goldeyes popped it back to him. And then he gave it away to a fan. Uh-oh. Kind of see a familiar face down there. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Opitz, the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the seats. Off a guide wire and down as a souvenir. I thought I saw Zach Baldwin on the bench, standing at the rail. Zach Baldwin, it looks a lot like Zach Baldwin to me, in the dugout, leaning on the rail for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And if it is him, I can only speculate as to why he's here. And if he is, he's back for a 5th year. And they removed Goldie and Goldette from the field, and some of the fans are booing down there as they were hanging out on the field down the right field line in foul territory and on the warning track there. But they stopped play here to remove the Goldeyes mascots. 3-2 to Opitz. Swung on and fouled away down the left field line. And that will get in toward the seats. And we'll do it again. Goldeyes, in terms of their pitching staff, have a 5.44 ERA. And that is way down, a little bit lower than middle of the pack. 9th overall. Best team, Grand Prairie at 338. 3-2. Swung on, that's hit. High, pretty deep out to right. Drifting back, Carpenter onto the track. Turning his back up against the wall, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. And the batter is Tim Alberts with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Fielding stats, the Goldeyes, well, not very good either. They are 3rd last in the league at .956, so about 96%. St. Paul is best at 99. First pitch is low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 in there for a strike. Batting stats, well, the Goldeyes are not bad at .288. 5th in the league. And the 1-1. Swung on, that's hit high, out to left center. Barbaro there in toward the gap, and he will be called off by Roberson, who makes an easy catch, and that is it. It's stretch time here in downtown for Amarillo in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, a Goldeye error, and nobody left. After 6.5, we invite you wherever you are tonight to get up with us and stretch them out. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Goldeyes lead at 3-0 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Your best friend may be furry, but they're part of your family. So when it comes to your pet's health, they deserve to be treated like family at Animal Hospital of Manitoba. Their experienced professionals provide the very latest in veterinary care for cats, dogs, ferrets, rabbits, just about any pet you can imagine. And they take pride in educating clients and following up to make sure your best friend is doing just fine. Animal Hospital of Manitoba, 995 Main Street. We care for your pets as if they were our own.
Welcome to Rogers Tech Talk.
Raj, just got the free Xbox 360 with Kinect.
The one you get for switching your family over to a Rogers family plan.
Yeah, kids kind of think I'm a god now.
Well, a free Xbox 360.
Oh, it's not just that, Raj.
Oh, sure.
Well, mostly. Though, yeah, a lot of it.
Get your free Xbox 360 with Kinect by activating 2 new smartphones on select Rogers couples and family voice and data plans. With 3-year term, conditions apply.
Yours today at your local Rogers store, the official wireless provider to the Winnipeg Goldeyes.
When you're stepping up to the plate with a major league appetite, make the big play for the home run special at Chicken Delight. Here's the pitch. 8 pieces of delicious chicken, medium fries and gravy, 2-liter Pepsi, and 2 free Winnipeg Goldeyes ticket vouchers. That's a $40 value for just $26.99. It's a hit.
So don't call tonight. Tonight, all right. Call Chicken Delight.
Bottom of the 7th inning, we welcome you back. Great crowd here tonight. The attendance announced at 7,422. 74-22 on opening night in downtown. On the home schedule for the Goldeyes, they lead it 3-0 to Winnipeg. We go to the last of the 7th. Top of the order in Kendall, Roberson, and Ramon. And we get a new pitcher. Chad Povich will be the new pitcher for the Amarillo Sox. And he'll start the 7th. Chuck Lofgren is done tonight. 6 innings. Here's Kendall, 1 for 3 tonight. A 2-run single. First pitch from the right-hander Povich is outside, ball 1. Povich, 6'1", 190. He's from Denver, Colorado. Was in Amarillo last year. The pitch is low, 2-0. He is 25 years old. He'll be 26 next month. The 2-0 to Kendall is outside and low, 3-0. Price broke a scoreless tie when he banged in 2 runs for Winnipeg with a single in the 5th. The pitch is high, ball 4 as Povich walks him on 4 straight pitches entering the baseball game. Well, for Chuck Lofgren tonight, it is 6 innings. It is 5 hits. It is 3 runs. And I have 2 of those runs being earned. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a balk. And he gives way to righty Chad Povich. Pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management, 4520909. Here's Chris Roberson, steps around, bats from the left side for the first time tonight against the right-hander. First pitch is in there for a strike. Roberson 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. 3-0 Winnipeg in front. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-1 is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And more activity in the bullpen for Amarillo. Activity has ceased for Winnipeg in their pen down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Povich comes set. The pitch low. And now a snap throw to first. And just back in time is Kendall. Ball slightly got away from Espinosa. And Kendall kind of took a secondary lead. Then a few more steps thinking it might get further away. And he just about got caught in no man's land with a throw behind the runner. Instead, he dives back in safely to first base. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch is outside, 3-1. Well, here in the bottom of 7, let's have a look at the answer and reveal our winner on trivia tonight. Povich comes set, the 3-1. Low and inside, ball 4, and he walks back-to-back batters in this appearance. So, 2 walks issued, and here comes pitching coach Corey Dommel. And Amos Ramon, the batter, he's 0 for 2 with the sacrifice. Well, trivia, as always, is brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. Place Louis Riel specializing in spacious executive suites. Question tonight was this. Goldeyes starter Ace Walker is second all-time in franchise history with what was 304 strikeouts, but add 6 onto that tonight. 310 now. He's currently only 3 behind the all-time leader I wanted to know who was the franchise leader in strikeouts for the Goldeyes. Congratulations. Second call tonight goes to Ron Robinson, the legend of the West End. Mound meeting breaks up. Here's Ramon. The pitch. Going to show bunted a breaking ball, pull back and take a called strike. And it's 0-1. Ron Robinson knew the answer to be none other than Rick Forney. 2 on, nobody out. Rick Forney's our answer tonight. 0-1. Breaking ball down and away, 1-1. And now Ace Walker is just 3 strikeouts away, all-time career, from tying his skipper for the franchise lead, and 4 away from becoming the all-time strikeout leader in franchise history. Long pause, the 1-1. Runner's bluff, and a pitch is swung on and fouled away, 1-2. So the answer, Rick Forney. Congratulations, Ron Robinson of the West End. Welcome back. Not that you really went far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on, hit to center field. Harrison Kane to his left and in. Makes the catch. Nobody will tag. And Ramon is out on a fly ball to center field. 1 down for Matt Cusick. We'll do it again tomorrow night. The answer, Rick Forney. Our winner, Ron Robinson, picks up a pair of Goldeye tickets to a future home game and is also eligible to win the grand prize of a weekend stay at the Place Louis. Here comes John Harris. Second visit spells automatic relief, and he'll get deeper into his bullpen. We'll tell you about that. We'll take a 70-second timeout across the network here on the call, the bullpen, and the pitching change. Goldeyes lead at 3-0. 1 out, 2 on in the bottom of 7 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
For football.
One of the best trades ever in the history of the CFL, arguably, to get Doug Brown here for basically a box of tape.
For hockey.
The first 4 guys in the NHL draft most years are can't miss.
Nothing but sports.
You lead the league in anonymous quotes. You also lead the league in dysfunction.
When sports is your passion.
There's an emotion in the city, and it permeates the dressing room, and the players, they all feel it.
Turn to the station that's even crazier about sports than you are.
I want to be like the Road Warriors. They had the football pads with the spikes coming out and then all the face paint and stuff.
As long as you wear tight shorts, I'm in.
I heard that about you.
Spiky shoulder pads and tight shorts.
I think you still got the panties somewhere around here, Troy, if you want to slip into something a little more comfortable.
Troy really is a sensitive guy. I want spikes and shoulder pads and like mean-looking face paint. Troy wants tights.
Well, almost as crazy. TSN 1290. All sports, all the time.
Still in the bottom of the 7th inning, the new pitcher is Andrew Bauman for Amarillo, and Bauman is the 3rd pitcher of the night. Chad Povich, 1/3 of an inning, no hits, responsible for 2 as he walked both Goldeyes that are on base. No strikeouts, and he gives way to left-hander, Andrew Bauman. And this pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management, 4520909. Bauman, 26 years old. He was in Double-A last year. He's from Littleton, Colorado. Went to college in Nebraska. And here is Matt Cusick. And Cusick 0 for 3, flew out to right, struck out, and popped out. Kendall at second base. Roberson is at first. And it's lefty-lefty here, and it's Bowman is the way it's pronounced. Will come set, first pitch. Breaking ball is high, ball 1. For Andrew Bowman, his 6th appearance, no record, and a .477 ERA. 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Opposition hitting .286 against him. 1-0 is low with a breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Some updates in the American Association. St. Paul leads Quebec 7-2 in the 9th. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, little excuse-me swing, and it goes between the legs of Tucker at third base into left field. They're going to wave in Kendall. Up with the ball is Buschini. No throw home. And the second error tonight results in another run for Winnipeg, and it's 4-0. Should have been a double play ball. Tucker on a little check swing, knock by Cusick, had it roll out toward third. He should have been up with it and going around the horn. Instead, he probably took an eye over towards second base to see where the runner was going there, or whether he could pick it up and beat Kendall to the bag for the force at third. And it went right between the wickets. It'll be E5, no RBI. A run will score. There's still one out, and there's runners at first and second base, and the Goldeyes lead it by 4. First pitch to Luis Alen is inside, ball 1. Second error tonight for Amarillo, and each time it's cost them runs. And the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on, bounced out towards short. Up with it, White. Shovels to second for 1. And the relay down to 1 is in time. And this time, Luis Alen hits into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. For the Goldeyes, a run without the benefit of a hit. Second error of the night charge to Amarillo in the 7th. Winnipeg leaves 1. We'll go to the 8th. 4-0 Goldeyes on the Winnipeg Goldeyes Radio Network.
Remember life on the other side? At the mercy of mosquitoes and Mother Nature? Good thing you called Best Windows and Doors and discovered just how awesome summer is in a Sunspace sunroom. Sunspace offers solid 2-inch wall construction and great options. Plus, they're simple to use and easy to clean. No bugs, no bad weather, just sweet summer living. Discover Sunspace sunrooms today from Best Windows and Doors, where the best is all we do. 1676 St. James.
That baseball glove. You know the one. The one that you got in high school. The one that got you MVP your senior year. Yeah, you know the one. And we do too. At Ranger Insurance, we protect what's important to you. Because whatever size it is, it's the little things that matter. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, Ranger Insurance has a plan that's right for you. For the protection you deserve, visit rangerinsurance.ca.
If you love fishing, you've got to discover the Alumacraft difference. Alumacraft boats simply deliver way more bang for your fishing buck. More models to choose from, more durability, more resale value, more outstanding performance, more of everything you want in a boat that will last. You really can see and feel the difference quality makes. Get the facts at alumacraft.com or give Girton Equipment a call at 1-800-619-0614. Alumacraft. Better built, better ride, better value.
You're listening to Goldeyes Baseball Live on TSN 1290. Brought to you in part by Avalon and the Gulf Dome.
Ace Walker is done tonight. Kauhi Downing will come in and be the new pitcher for Winnipeg. As we go to the 8th inning, glad to have you along. And the Goldeyes leading this one by a score of 4-0. Ace Walker was sharp tonight. 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and he gives way to Kauhi Downing. And this pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management, 452-0909. By the way, the Downing family down in Hawaii tonight, you owe me a surfboard. Here's Van Pope. First pitch from Kauhi. In there, just outside, ball 1. Thought it looked good for a strike. Van Pope 0 for 2 tonight. Espinoza will fall, and so will Buschini. 1-0. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. For Downing, a right-hander. 5'11", 180, 25 years old. From Honolulu, the 2-0 is low, 3 balls and no strikes. And for Kauhi, he has 3 wins on the season to lead the team. 3-0 is outside, ball 4, and he walked Van Pope on 4 straight pitches. First walk of the night. issued by a Goldeye pitcher. And for Downing, he makes appearance number 5. He's 3-0 with a 1.50 ERA, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, now 2, 9 strikeouts, and a .286 opposing batting average against him. Here's Alberto Espinoza. And Espinoza 0 for 2 tonight. We're in the 8th inning. Goldeyes lead it 4-0. Leadoff walk. And Van Pope is aboard. First pitch is on the inside edge for a strike. Espinoza has bounced out and flown out tonight. And the 0-1 from Downing. Half a swing. Did he go the appeal? Yes, at first base, says Joe Pascucci. Strike 2. Another final in the big leagues. Told you about the Cubs beating San Diego today 5-3 on the Manitoba Blue Cross out-of-town scoreboard. Atlanta got by St. Louis tonight 5-4. The pitch. Half a swing. Did he go the appeal? No, says Joe Pascucci. 1-2 on Espinoza. Mets and Phillies are delayed in New York right now. Kansas City beat Cleveland 8-2. 1-2. Swung on. Lifted out towards shallow center. Back goes Kendall, and he gets underneath it, backpedaling in a hurry, and the shortstop makes the catch, and there's one away as Adam Buschini, the batter. And also the White Sox beat Tampa Bay 7-2. Philip Humber goes to 2-2, and the White Sox win again. Buschini 0 for 2. Struck out and flew out. Fargo lost today, if you're wondering. At home to Wichita. First pitch, swung on, wrapped left side, foul. Goldeyes are leading this one 4-0. And we're also watching that St. Paul game, and they were leading in the 9th over Quebec. So Winnipeg would need to win based on that score, and it getting late in Quebec City, that in order to retain their first place lead, they need a win tonight. Slider on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. Buschini batting .486, 4th in league batting, but 0 for 2 tonight. Runner at first, 1 out. We're in the 8th. And the pitch. A little bit high with a fastball at 92 on the gun here from Kaohe Downing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, lifted out toward right. Right there is the other Hawaiian on the team. Ridge Carpenter make the team and catch. And there's 2 away. And Garrett Rao, the batter, he's 0 for 2. St. Paul's defeated Quebec 8-2. And Wichita over Fargo 10-6 earlier today. Sioux Falls shut out Gary 5-0. On the Manitoba Blue Cross out-of-town scoreboard. So the Goldeyes need to win in order to stay ahead of St. Paul in the North Division standings. Runner on the move. Pitch is in there for a strike. Good breaking ball, but an uncontested stolen base. Van Pope goes in standing at second, and he really swiped that off Downing. First stolen base for Van Pope this year. And a runner into scoring position, the 0-1. Breaking ball swung on, fouled away, and it's 0-2 to Garrett Rao. 4-0, the Goldeyes are in front. We're in the 8th. Do it again tomorrow night. Chris Salamita, the lefty for Winnipeg, no record of 4 flat ERA. Against right-hander Justin Garcia, no record of 386 earned run average. 7:05 first pitch will be on the air on our flagship TSN 1290 at 6:30. 0-2 pitch. Cold third strike on the outside corner with a fastball. And Downing has a punch-out tonight, his first. And Goldeyes pitching has struck out 7 Sox, and the inning ends at home plate. For Amarillo, no runs, no hits, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of 8. Goldeyes lead at 4-0 on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Have you been running? Running up credit card debts, running up bills, running on money you may not have just to keep one step ahead of creditors? Sooner or later, it catches up with all of us. That's when we need someone who can help with credit counseling, credit proposals, and other options. So stop running and fix the debt you have. Elsie Taylor, trustee in bankruptcy. Your way forward. Visit us at elsietaylor.net.
If your business, big or small, has excess waste and recycling piling up, let BFI Canada make your trash our business. Our customized pickup schedules make it easy. With commercial and industrial collection services, BFI Canada can help any business get organized. Want to make your business feel like new? Then call up the Blue. Visit BFICanada.com to schedule your pickup date today. BFI Canada, a cleaner community, a greener environment.
In the world of PowerSmart, small changes add up. Did you know cooking with small kitchen appliances like a toaster oven or an electric frying pan uses less energy than your oven or stove? Even boiling water with an electric kettle will save energy. And next time you're shopping for a new appliance, look for Energy Star appliances, as they can use 30 to 50% less energy. For more energy-saving solutions from Manitoba Hydro, log on to manitobapowersmart.ca.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Winnipeg in front, 4-0. Dan Barbaro, Josh Mazzola, and Ridge Carpenter, 6, 7, and 8. And Barbaro, 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Playing in his first game. Rick said that he might catch tomorrow and give Luis Alen the day off. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Allen has caught every inning of every game so far, and we're into game 10, 1/10 through the season. First pitch to Barbaro, breaking ball from Andrew Bowman, and it's in there for a strike. Barbaro hitting 6th, 0-1. Breaking ball outside. Barbaro had a notion, didn't go around. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's lefty-lefty here. Well, the lights are on. And at this time of year, it really doesn't get dark until after 9:30, and to some degrees we creep toward June 21st, closer to 10 o'clock up here at night. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yep. And the only other place I've been, the 2-1, is low 3-1, that it stays lighter in the summer, has been Edmonton. Just a little bit, because it's just a little further north of Winnipeg in terms of latitude. 3-1. On the outside edge for a strike, it's 3-2. I mean, who's kidding who, though? For the last 20-odd seasons, the last 18 here in my hometown and 1 more in Alberta, I've been strapped to a chair doing baseball. 3-2. Swung on, lined right back up the middle on that hanging breaking ball. And Barbaro has his 2nd hit of the night. Leadoff single here. And the batter is Josh Mazzola. Not that I have a problem with that. But it's not like I can get up to Thompson in the middle of summer and have it be light till like 10:30 or 10:45. I've been to Anchorage, Alaska about 5 times, but that was in the middle of winter. And it's just the inverse. You got 5 hours of daylight, that was it. Sun came up at like 10:30 or 11, went down at 3. First pitch is low, but called a strike to Mazzola. Josh is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. Yeah, by maybe 10 in the morning, it was finally light. And then it was dark again by just after 3, the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Nothing in 2 to Josh Mazzola. The point of all of what I'm trying to mention is that we've got fireworks to blow off here tonight. 0-2. Low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. By the way, that leadoff single for Barbaro is the Goldeyes' 6th hit of the night. 4-0, the Goldeyes are in front, and it's last call for beer. Just heard that in my crowd mic. 1-2. Breaking ball, swung on, bounce left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not bad. You can still get a beer in the bottom of the 8th inning. One and 2 to Josh Mazzola. The pitch. Ooh, just missed inside. 2-2. Let's have a look at trades and transactions. Brought to you by the Animal Hospital Manitoba. We are a full-service veterinary hospital that also provides behavioral and nutritional counseling. The Animal Hospital Manitoba, we treat your pet as if they were our own. Long pause from Bowman. Now he'll step off. Well, El Paso signed outfielder Nelson Tilon today. Fargo released first baseman Jorge Delgado. They just acquired him over a week ago from Laredo, but he's been sent out to pasture. 2-2 is high, 3-2. Gary signed left-handed pitcher Justin Roel and placed right-handed pitcher Chad Rhodes on the inactive list, retro to May 28th. Sioux Falls activated left-handed pitcher Pete Gelly from the DL. 3-2. Swung on and missed, and Mazzola down on strikes. First strikeout tonight for Bowman, 1 down, and the batter is Ridge Carpenter. And the Goldeyes today activated outfielder Danny Barbaro from the inactive list and placed Kyle Day on the disabled list, retro to May 20th. And here's Ridge Carpenter. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI. That's Trades and Transactions, brought to you by the Animal Hospital Manitoba. We treat your pet as if they were our own. First pitch, swung on, fouled away by Ridge. Strike 1. We are down, if you're interested, to 8 degrees Celsius or 47 Fahrenheit. Oh. Humidity 71%. The wind has died down, though. That's nice. Northeast at 9. 0-1. Swung on, ground ball right side, rolled up there to Opitz, flips to second for 1, and down to 1 for 2 is in time. Carpenter bangs into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play, and that's it for the Goldeyes in the bottom of the 8th. No runs ahead, and nobody left. We will go to the 9th. Last chance coming up for Amarillo. They'll send Kane, White, and Tucker, 9, 1, and 2 in the order. They need 4 to tie, 5 to take the lead. We'll see what happens. Goldeyes lead at 4-0. We go to the 9th when we come back to downtown on opening night in downtown on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
Hello, Ken Plain here. If you're looking for a foundation contractor that you can trust, go with Avalon. But don't just take my word for it. For over 40 years, people in Winnipeg and surrounding areas have gone with Avalon for their foundation issues, so you know that you are dealing with professionals. To learn more, log on to avalonwinnipeg.ca. Go with the name you trust. Go with Avalon Construction.
Commissionaires, Manitoba's premier security solutions provider, will take care of your home security needs the next time you go away on vacation. Commissionaires' team of bonded professionals will check on your home and help satisfy your insurance requirements. They do interior and exterior patrols and make your home look lived in. Visit their website at commissionaires.mb.ca for more information about their House Watch service. Commissionaires, trusted every day, everywhere.
From the diamond to the driveway, from weekend warrior to world-class pro, local athletes are choosing Manitoba pork for peak performance. Loaded with lean, high-quality protein and essential vitamins and minerals, pork is a powerhouse of nutrition for serious athletes.
For a real competitive edge, choose Manitoba Pork, fueling today's athletes. Learn more about pork for peak performance at manitobapork.com.
Never miss the action with live Goldeyes coverage on TSN 1290. Now, back to the voice of the Goldeyes. Here's Paul Edmonds.
Well, we go to the ninth inning, and Downing looks like he's going to try to lock this one down for the Goldeyes. Here's Harrison Kane. Winnipeg leads at 4-0. First pitch is inside, ball one. It's Kane, White, and Tucker. 9-1-2 for Amarillo. 4-zip Winnipeg. 2 runs in the fifth. Singleton's in the sixth and seventh. The 1-0 is high with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Kane is 1 for 2 tonight. All or nothing, a strikeout and a base hit. The 2-0 is in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Kane hitting .395. No homers and 13 driven in. Kauhi working into his second inning. The pitch swung on, wrapped out toward third. To Hopper, fielded by Ramon. Throws high, and it's off the glove and into foul territory of Ramon, or pardon me, of Mazzola. And that will be an error. The Goldeyes second of the night, E5. Amos had a little bit more time, and he kind of hurried the throw, and it rolled up on him. And here's Jason White, who's 0 for 3. And White will stand in from the left-hand side. He has struck out twice and flown out to left field. 4-0 Winnipeg. Each team has now made 2 errors on the night. Downing comes set. First pitch. Swung on, wrapped right side, but foul. That went off the instep, and that didn't feel very good for Jason White. Nick Carr will get up in the bullpen and start to throw for Winnipeg as the just in case. I'm sure they'd like to get Kauhi to finish this game and save Carr for maybe tomorrow or Wednesday or both. Excuse me, tomorrow or Thursday or both. And Jason White's okay. Runner at first base is Kane. He's 2 for 2. And he'll stride in from the left-hand side with strike 1 on him. Now he backs back out. And now back in. Downing leads over to get the sign. And he comes set. The pitch. Swung on, lifted down the left field line, curling toward the corner. Long run, Barbaro. Not going to get there. Foul ball. Strike 2. White hitting .281, a homer, and 7 driven in. Nothing and 2 to White. Kane 2 for 2 on the base paths. There has been a steal tonight and a caught stealing. So 1 for 2 are Amarillo and larceny. 0-2. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans thought that was good enough for a strike call. 7,422 the announced attendance tonight. Now, a lot have hung around tonight, but some folks have gone home. 1-2. Swung on, fouled away. White stays alive. By the way, John Weber and Surrundle DeCaster were in uniform tonight, and they were able to participate in going out on the third base line being introduced for the home opener festivities, but are not involved in the game. Pitch is swung on, bounce right side, foul. And DeCaster will be available to the Goldeyes tomorrow after serving his 1-game suspension after that brawl in El Paso on Saturday night. And Weber will be available on Thursday morning for the 11:05 start. after serving a 2-game suspension. In my opinion, the league missed the boat. 1 game would have been sufficient for John Weber. He didn't start it. 1-2. Swung on, fouled away. I know they want to send a message. They don't want any brawling. They don't want beanball and then brawling. But the Goldeyes were hit 4 times in that game on Saturday night to the 1 El Paso Diablo. The last guy that was hit, the 1-2, breaking ball, just missed outside. Oh, boy. Downing looked pretty good with that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The last guy that was hit was Weber. And he was plunked with the first pitch to lead off the 8th right in the hip. 2-2. Swung on, wrapped, right side, diving out and smothering the baseballs. Cusick gets up from his knees and throws. Jason White out at first base. Great play by Matt Cusick. That is big league right there. 1 down, Harrison Kane gets to second base. And after Weber was hit by the pitch, as Matthew Tucker was due up, we're going to get now a pinch hitter. It'll be number 13 in Mitch Albita. And here comes Rick Forney out to have a chat. So Matthew Tucker is done. Mitch Albita will pinch hit. And that will be it for Kauhi Downing. And the Goldeyes will go further into their bullpen. And it's got to be Nick Carr. He's the only one loosening. I'll tell you what, we'll pick up the story when we come back. Also tell you about the pitching change. 1 out, 1 on. Goldeyes lead at 4-0. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And a call of the bullpen being made in downtown on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
For football.
Are you guys concerned about a 23-year-old who's had major reconstructive surgery on both his shoulders already?
Absolutely. Yeah, and shoulders for an O-lineman is everything, right? Because you're constantly step and punch.
For hockey.
I think it's a shame that the Toronto Maple Leafs take the kind of money they do from their fans, and they haven't been in the playoffs in 7 years. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. The Montreal Canadiens since 1993.
For Goldeyes.
Back in the warning track. At the wall, and he makes the catch.
Nothing but sports.
I mean, either you love him or you hate him, and I bet there's a lot of people out there that used to hate him that are starting to love him. The guy's the best thing to happen to Major League Baseball in a long time.
When sports is your passion.
It's like you're talking to a 12-year-old kid who's refusing to take responsibility for whatever that they had done. And you don't want guys like that. I don't care how talented they are.
TSN 1290. All sports.
You want guys like that on your team?
All the time.
Well, Nick Carr is into the baseball game. 1 1/3 innings for Kauhi Downing. No hits, no runs. Responsible for 1. A walk and a strikeout. 4-0. Winnipeg leads it. 1 out, 1 on. And here comes Nick Carr. Pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. 4520909. Mitch Albita will be the pinch hitter here in the 9th inning. Because Matthew Tucker 0 for 3 and kind of got banged up trying to chase that fly ball or that pop-up into the Goldeyes dugout. And Albita will face Nick Carr, who has been outstanding. Carr from the great state of Idaho, a right-hander on the Mets system. And Nick, 25 years old, 6'1", 195. First pitch is outside, ball 1. And for Nick Carr, it's been a real good start to the year. His 6th appearance, no record, no ERA, 5 innings, 3 saves. The pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. 5 innings, 3 saves, no hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and the opposition has batted 0 against them. 1-1 to Mitch Albita. Runner at second base. And the 1-1 is on the outside edge for a strike. This is not a save situation, by the way. And for Mitch Albita, batting .238 on the year. 1 homer and 7 driven in. Carr comes set, 1-2. Down and away. It went off the glove of Allen, but not very far away, and staying put at second base is Harrison Kane. Back to John Weber getting the 2-game suspension. And me and a lot of people around this organization, as you could probably understand, disagreeing with the 2 games. One, I think everybody would be in agreement would be, and would have been, much more just. Weber was hit by the pitch, the 4th Goldeye in the game on Saturday night to be plunked, 2-2. Fastball just outside 3-2. He was hit by the first pitch to lead off the 8th inning. If that isn't intentional, I don't know what is. Weber did not charge the mound. He took a step to a step and a half in front of home plate and pointed at G.V. Garcia, the reliever in the game for El Paso. Didn't charge. Didn't look like he was going to the mound. He was accosted then by the catcher, Patrick Arliss. Then it was on, 3-2. Swung on, chop road toward third, and it got by Amos Ramon. Gets into left field, and they're going to hold up Harrison Kane at third base. And we'll see how they score that. But Amos looked like he was going to have a chance going to his left and missed the baseball. And there's runners on the corners here for Jake Opitz. And Opitz 0 for 3, and they haven't posted anything. Now they post a hit. So second hit, and that's the first hit that Nick Carr has given up this year. And the batter, Jake Opitz, who's 0 for 3. Patrick Arliss with full equipment on as the catcher. First pitch is on the outside edge for a strike. Got in front of Weber, pushed him, and then Weber threw a punch. That would deserve you a 1-game suspension, but if somebody pushes you in a baseball game and he has full catcher equipment on, pitch is swung on and missed on that nasty breaking ball, and it's nothing to do. Well, what do you expect? Not only that, but the umpires blew it. They didn't throw G.V. Garcia out of the game. He was able to continue to pitch. Now, it's up to umpire's discretion. You don't have to warn anybody before you toss somebody. We've seen that rule before. The 0-2 inside and got away from Allen, goes back toward the screen, and trotting in on a wild pitch to score the first run is Harrison Kane for Amarillo. It's an unearned run. You can charge it to Downing, and it's 4-1 with a runner now at second base in Albita. So Carr uncorks a wild pitch, and the count 1-2 on Jake Opitz. 4-1 Winnipeg. There goes the shutout. And Carr will come set. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lined out to left field. Pretty well hit. Barbaro reaching, diving, can't make the catch. It gets by him and goes to the wall. It's going to be extra bases. Scrambling to get after it is Barbaro. He'll fire it back in, but it's a double, and in to score is Albita. And it's 4-2 here in the ninth. And the batter is going to be Tim Alberts. And now, time called. And Bill Pulsifer will come out to have a chat and try to settle down his reliever. Can't work yourself in to a save situation. And Nick Carr has given up an inherited run and one of his own for the first time this year. And Tim Alberts, the top batter in the league, hitting .514, stepping up and in. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And the potential tying run stepping to the plate here for Amarillo with 2 away in the inning. We're in the ninth, and the Goldeyes cannot put away the Sox here. Righty, Albert steps in. He's flown out, lined out, and flown out again. First pitch is low, ball 1. And now Carr wants a new apple, and he'll get one from home plate umpire Mike O'Leary. Yeah, I would have thought one game was sufficient for John Weber and DeCaster. I didn't really see much of what Surundle did in the scrum. Pretty hard to point out. The 1-0 inside, 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, it's a mass of humanity. So if you want to single out the 2 guys that were into it and the principals in the brawl, well, that would have been Patrick Arliss, the catcher for El Paso, and John Weber. But deserving of 1 game each, the 2-0. Down and away, 3 balls and no strikes, and this is getting a little worrisome. Now, 1 game would have been just fine. And then maybe say, hey, second game it's 3 or 5. Or second time it happens, it's 3 or 5. Now you suspend Arliss for 2 games and Weber for 2 games, and in my opinion, all Weber did was defend himself. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Amarillo will get some people stirring in the bullpen just in case. And a right-hander down there, not throwing any longer. 3-1. On the outside edge for a strike, and it's 3-2, and Alberts thought he had ball 4. Count runs full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 4-2 Winnipeg in front. We're in the 9th. Runner at second, 1 out. And 2 in. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. We do it again. Full count to Tim Alberts. For Alberts, struck out just 6 times this year in 35 at-bats. 3-2. Swung on, blooped out toward right. That will drop for a base hit. Carpenter will come up with a ball and fire it back in. They hold the runner at third base in Opitz, and all of a sudden, it's a base hit for Tim Alberts. And runners are on the corners for Amarillo. And Van Pope, the DH, due up. And he's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Van Pope has popped out, grounded out, walked and stole a base. 4-2 Winnipeg, 2 on and only 1 out. And Winnipeg will get somebody up in the bullpen. And it's Dexter Carter. Nick Carr will come set. First pitch, fastball on the outside edge for a strike. That's better. Get ahead of him with strike 1. 0-1. Lincoln's defeated Laredo 4-0 tonight. And the 0-1. Down and away with that hard slider, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Grand Prairie shut out Sioux City 2-0. Kansas City leads El Paso 5-3 in the 5th. On the Manitoba Blue Cross out-of-town scoreboard. 1-1. Slider down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Van Pope batting .250 on the year. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carr will come set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew it right by him, and it's 2-2. Fastball right over the pumper. And swinging and missing was Van Pope. 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if Carr comes back with that again. 2-2. From the stretch. And the pitch. Fastball low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dexter Carter's still throwing in the bullpen. I would think that if Carr doesn't get Van Pope, this will be the last batter that Nick faces. Here comes the 3-2. After a long pause, the pitch. Swung on and missed, and he got him on strikes. Big strikeout right there for Nick Carr, and there's 2 away. And the batter, Alberto Espinosa. And Espinosa 0 for 3 tonight. So runners on the corners and 2 away, and a right-handed batter. And Allen goes out to talk to Nick Carr. 4-2 Winnipeg is in front, but desperate times here and a little tension at the Velodrome. And Espinosa, home run, 6 driven in. A homer would give Amarillo the lead here. 2 on, 2 runs in, and 2 out. And Espinosa will stand in from the right-hand side, righty-righty. Espinosa batting .263. He's driven in 6 on the year. Wide open stance. And the first pitch. Fastball swung on. Line to the gap in left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Up to pick it up is Barbaro. A run is in to score. Barbaro's throw goes into second. First pitch swinging. Alberto Espinosa with an RBI single. And it's 4-3 Winnipeg. And the batter will be Adam Bashini. And runners on the corners. The tying run is 90 feet away. And Bashini 0 for 3 tonight. And Bashini is struck out and flown out twice. And Nick Carr getting knocked around a little bit here. 4 hits. The pitch. Fastball is low and outside, according to our umpire. Fans thought it was on the corner. Ball 1. San Antonio leads Oak City 81-66 in the third in the NBA tonight. 1-0. Down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. That is game 2 with the Spurs leading the series 1-0 in the Western Conference Final in the association. 2 balls, no strikes to Bashini. 2 homers and 8 driven in. The pitch. Swung on, line to left. Barbaro coming in. Makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Oh, Nelly. 8 men step to the plate for Amarillo, trying to rally. They get 3 runs. They do so on a total of 4 hits off the Goldeyes closer. He gave up an inherited run as well. The Goldeyes do make an error, and 2 get left. The final score on the home opener, Winnipeg 4, Amarillo 3. Any fingernails left? We'll find out when we come back. Totals in the postgame show are next. Fish win tonight on the Goldeyes Radio Network.
When you order a meal, you ask questions.
Does this go with a nice red?
It's the same when you buy a car.
Does it come in a nice red?
But do you ever ask questions about your health care?
Just take these 3 times a day.
Yeah, all right, sure.
Patient safety is everyone's concern. Healthcare is a big, complex system, and sometimes things happen that aren't planned. Get involved. Speak up. Ask questions. The Manitoba Institute for Patient Safety website has more information on how you can learn to be safe.
One little drop of oil can spoil a million drops of water. So put used oil in its place. Call or click for information. UsedOilRecycling.com. Hey, Manitoba, do it now. UsedOilRecycling.com. Everybody's learning how. We're making every job count.
Hey, Goldeyes fans, watch for Mr. and Mrs. Oil Drop in the middle of the second inning as they help 2 young recyclers race to the Eco Center to deliver their used oil and antifreeze containers for recycling. Each recycler will win a prize package courtesy of MARRC.
UsedOilRecycling.com. Hey, Manitoba, do it now. UsedOilRecycling.com.
Call 1-888-410-1440.
Make every drop count.
Golf. It's so much more fun when it's all for a good cause. Join the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation for the 18th annual charity golf tournament, Monday, July 23rd at Bell Acres Golf and Country Club.
he was sharp.
He had the fastball, he had the breaking ball, and the changeup working, all of them that he was throwing for strikes, Rick, and that's a real good recipe when you can locate and work with all your stuff.
Well, the key is throwing strike one, and you pitch with a little more confidence than you do when you're pitching in 1-0 or 2-0, 2-1 counts, and he did that a little bit too frequently on the road, but he warmed up well today. He threw strike one and then